This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even want to ask because I was like,
That's my life, fellas.
Yeah, well, I live a little bit far away.
Why don't you move the studio? You guys got
I'm
bags
in Manhattan Beach.
Are you?
Yeah.
on the ocean?
That's where we are.
Yeah. Are you down there?
On it?
Yeah.
It's the best.
You're on the ocean?
We're in this.
Not on the ocean.
Dude,
I
I'll
have a
tell you
great
what,
view of the
LA's
ocean.
fine. LA is totally fine.
Yeah.
Encinitas, Carlsbad area,
Great. That's the move.
It
There you go. There you go.
it is
Been to
unreal.
La Jolla?
La Jolla?
Big money.
I don't.
Dude, you get on the bluff out there, right on Neptune.
Oh, forget it.
It's unbelievable.
I like
Forget
this
it.
guy.
Yeah,
I
I
wish I knew
mess
what
with
you
that.
guys-
That's where I
area.
want to retire.
We're,
La Jolla.
just
What is it
do it
called?
now.
La
Sell your
Jolla.
watch and that Porsche outside. Done.
I don't think so, man.
He's
That's
got-
like
he's got a
that's
Ferrari,
where
too.
that's
He's got a
where
lot of possessions.
That's where
Yeah.
Canelo lives.
Big materialistic guy.
Lot
You
of
like your
possessions.
items?
guy-
That's not an insult, by the way. That's,
No, used to be. Cars was like a childhood thing. The watch was, I'm not.
You're not materialistic. You just
maybe I was
like
little.
craftsmanship.
Like quality.
He loves like quality stuff.
hell yeah, dude.
You like nice stuff.
I like
It's
nice
okay to
stuff.
like nice stuff.
I think
feel
what's
there's a
that
big
kids
faux pas
though?
around materialistic things. Like I don't want to be that guy, but you got a couple nice things.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's
It
nice.
bothers me.
Makes you
I'm
feel
sorry to
good
start
when you
this podcast.
wake up in the
It
morning.
bothers me that you have that shiny raven wing shine to your thick mane, and you hide it under that hat.
We all got hats.
It's talking to you.
You want to see this?
Oh, you
Hey,
wish,
look
you
at
wish his
that
hair was
hair,
out?
bro. Bubba.
I mean, it's pretty
Brian,
standard.
Brian wants to
Dude,
Obviously.
I'm not like into older guys, but
If you were
given the
I
opportunity,
was.
Callen's definitely
top
he's got
10,
that slender.
Yeah.
Throw him around. I literally picked him up. Actually, I have to give you a compliment.
Yeah.
When I walked outside to take a toozy
Yeah.
before we started this thing,
yeah,
Callen
you
was
did
walking
come in here
out.
just take a shit.
Yeah, I did.
Gangster
And it was.
dude.
Here's the worst part: is he walked into the bathroom with me. I thought to myself, I just sat there with my butt cheeks clenched until he
Dude walks out.
finally left, and he was like talking to me while I'm sitting there. I'm so uncomfortable.
He's all, things good? You're like, yeah, I'll see you outside, man.
He's like, yeah, you're big, but you're not like the Delta guy. And he's talking to me about the Delta guy. I'm like, yo, I gotta. It's like a faucet down here, dude. Let me do this.
How about I don't give a fuck?
By the way, but let's get back to what I was saying. I walk out the door. He's like, "What'd you say about me?" Because I'm like, "Hey, where's Callen?" As I was walking out the door,
Yeah.
I picked him up. I grabbed him.
Yeah.
And I picked him up, and more dense than I expected.
Yeah, there's
more
a
dense than I
There's
expected.
not a lot of give.
Your stream, however, in the urinal, you need to go see a doctor.
I got
you need to go fucking see
worse,
somebody.
is it
Not a
worse than
super
mine?
soaker.
By the way,
yours goes like it's like you're like an Austin Powers when he gets out of the cryo chamber.
Yeah.
can I be honest with you?
Brian has
Yeah.
big prostate.
Our Delta, Kyle Morgan, our Delta buddy, yesterday, I'm peeing. He said the same fucking thing yesterday. He said the same thing. He goes, I have a problem with your prostate. I go, I'm fucking peeing. It's taking me a little longer.
It's a weak stream.
Brother, you got something.
I
You need to
don't
go
think
see.
so.
You need to get 3 knuckles deep.
That's
that
2
right?
for
And
2.
you need to go talk to a
That's
doctor.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
3 knuckles? It's a lot.
I don't know, brother. You're
I have to
old.
make sure
I'm sure it's
flat as a
harder to
pancake.
read back
They
there.
don't
Bro,
do that anymore. They take a blood test.
No, they put your
No, but you do it for the love of the
haven't had
game.
that.
You don't
Yeah.
just do it. You know, there's got
I'm old
spot-
school,
pick on
man.
spot on the wall.
Yeah, I'm old school.
Drop trow and
I'm
let it
old school.
fucking
I don't believe that
happen.
new technology. Get those
Yeah.
fingers
Hey,
up
Doc,
there.
I'm
Take
old.
blood.
Yeah. Take
Peel the
blood.
peach for me, son. And he goes like this.
Oh.
Instead of using KY. And he does that.
Now, me and Will piss like super soakers, man.
No.
Bro, I don't. I dribble
you do
at
not
the
know
end,
you-
and it's a long dribble. Sometimes I'm standing there, I'm like, come on.
Oh.
man.
You gotta get
I
your
went home and
prostate-
told
gotta
my
do
wife
something.
about that. And she's like, he's got to actually go see a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a warrior.
I want to go hit one of them colonics where they get the little tube.
Oh, I'd be
Oh,
down for
hell
that.
yeah. Hell yes.
Suck
Just
all
a
that
little
stuff
bit?
out?
Yes,
Yeah.
dude.
You guys have problems pooing?
No, it's just health,
Oh,
man.
no. Yeah, absolutely. I have
You do or
problems.
you don't? You do.
No, not shitting.
I have problems. Shit.
Used to.
You do?
Dude, you play in the league, homie, for long enough.
You play in the league.
You get in the fucking game like I have.
Jeez.
You got to work through some injuries. You're taking Toradol. You're taking Tramadol.
gonna
You're
mess up your
taking
digestive system.
Diclofenac.
Yeah.
There's a phrase in the locker room: 2 dicks a day keep the doctor away. Those little diclofenacs, those little dicks. You take 2 of those.
What are those? What is-
Indomethacin.
It's
strong
anti-inflammatories. They're anti-inflammatories, and literally 3 days into camp, the boys are like, "That's our fucking new
and
medicine.
that's real.
brekkie.
And that's real.
breakfast.
You're taking that much. You're
Every
taking-
day.
Every single day.
Every day.
Dog.
And then on game day, it's a
So your liver's going,
Yeah, but it fucks with your gut health and everything. Like now that I'm obviously in a different situation, I'm all trying to get my health right. We're talking to this Dr. Lion person. She's all time, but like, I literally have to take magnesium. Otherwise, it's 3 days before I take a shit sometimes.
Hey,
It's like that.
Hey, but did you have fun? right? Did you have fun?
Oh, for the
your whole career,
brother.
right? It was
Come
worth
on.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not shit on the league here,
Yeah.
man. It was a great time.
I did fly economy here, but I had a fucking blast. I had a fucking
That makes
blast.
me sad.
Football-
'Cause you
Not by
might just be
choice.
good with money, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Taylor's
Or it's
got
gotten so bad that we had to fucking move around a little bit. Dog.
Taylor's got money.
Yeah, I'm
well,
aware. Offensive tackle. For
I
that
saw
long.
you were with Rogan on Fight Companion.
Yep.
And he obviously probably told you about the gambling situation with Dana. Did he tell you about that?
He told me Dana gambles big, and you were playing with his money.
No.
That's
no.
when I
That's
thought
what I didn't like. I saw the clip and I didn't like the way he put it down.
people thought it was Dana's money was your money.
It's my
That's
money.
when I was like, and I just assumed, oh, Taylor's balling.
No,
He's
no.
letting Dana gamble fucking thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Dude, and it's so we met Dana in February during the Super Bowl week, and he's like, he does this power slap thing, and I know
I want to
probably
talk.
as
No, I want to talk to you about that.
we
We'll get to that.
will. Let's show
Taylor's
that.
going to be in the video game.
There's
Sure,
Number one most downloaded app, by the way, Power Slap. We can hit it on all we want.
Yeah.
It does numbers.
Dude, Crush
What are we
is
here
on,
for right now?
Crush
We're here
is
for
on
numbers.
TikTok.
We're here
Crush
for
is on
fucking
TikTok.
numbers.
So
Dude,
it's
relax.
blowing up on TikTok. We'll get to Power Slap.
And you know what?
I've been waiting to talk to you guys
UFC
for a
had the
hot
same
second.
vibe when they went out with that too. I listen. We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah, we will.
So he's like, you should come out for Power Slap. The first Power Slap is March 11th. We're like, we'll absolutely be out there. Fucking Dana White wants us to come out. Absolutely.
Why
blah,
wouldn't
blah.
you?
When I go to Vegas, I usually stay at the Aria. It's where the boys stay when we go on online trips and stuff like that. And I do a big credit line. The reason why I do a big credit line is they give me a nice room. They think I'm going to gamble. Joke's on them. I hardly gamble at all. I sit at the boys, play 100. We call it run the ball. You put like $100 chip down. Let's fucking see how this goes. And we just have a good time, have a couple drinks. We go to UFC, Apex area. We're getting ready to do all that stuff. It's awesome. And I tell Dan about the credit line. His eyes light up like the 4th of fucking July. And he's like, you and me tonight, we're gambling. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm nervous. And then during the day, like Hasbullah's there, Mark Wahlberg's there. I can't even take the time to appreciate their presence. I'm so worried about gambling with Dana.
It's a lot of money.
Dude, and we go to the Red Rock Casino, which is like
Love that
25
place.
minutes. It's
That place-
fantastic.
That's where you want to stay.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It is the best casino in all of Las Vegas.
By far.
We go there. This guy named Joe's there. He's, black dude, shaved head, perfect beard, shakes my hand. He's like, right with me, Mr. Lewan, blah, blah, blah. We go into the high roller room. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a high, like brightly lit, very nice. Then we go into a separate door, which is a private room behind the high roller room, which is where Dana is. And Dana and I, since that day, have been gambling once a month in Vegas. And I literally have won every single time I go.
Because
we'll
of
go 2 days
him?
at a time. Well, trust me.
His strategy,
The story has a bad ending.
Story's not over.
The story's not over. Story's still
Just
being
lost the
written.
battle.
But now we're in a fight. This is where guy loses girl in movie. This is where
you
we're
and
at.
Dana are in a fight.
No, Dana's in a fight. Dana does this 3 to 4 times a week.
Oh, he's got.
And
I didn't
he's
know that.
Yeah,
he's
big
in
time.
brother.
Dana lost, I want to say maybe over, I'm talking out of turn here, but maybe over 7 figures. And he's like, oh, look at the top 10 plays going on.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
He's
And I
just
went-
mad that he loses to the fucking dealer.
because to him it's competition. Like he's like, "Fuck you! I'm taking." You can see some of the most dope, like YouTube shorts of him telling about how he doesn't want your fucking liquor. He's max betting. He's winning 2 hands. And he's getting the fuck out.
But he wins too, doesn't he?
he wins.
Yeah, he wins a lot.
He fucking wins.
You know, he got kicked out of, I think it was the Mirage. It might have been Palms because he was winning so much. They thought he was cheating.
They made him a belt.
I mean, he's banned at
got
like
banned.
everywhere except for Red Rocks.
The dude
Red
the
Rocks,
dude knows what he's
Caesar,
doing.
and like
Yeah.
MGM. I
What's
think
his game?
blackjack?
Okay, and this is what you're playing.
This is what I'm playing with him. And so literally, I'm not exaggerating at all. Since March, I've gone every single month, at least once a month, and I will go for 2 days.
Taylor has a problem.
I win
Now you have a
$60,000 the first night, $60,000 the second night. And that's happened the last 5 months. Now,
Okay.
I go to Power Slap this past time.
Okay. that
And
makes
I'm
me sad.
thinking, I'm getting to the point now where I'm going from like massive anxiety attacks, like, oh my God, I could lose everything, to I don't know if I can lose. Like
You get
I'm
that
truly
juice.
now
You got
believing like,
cocky.
as long as I have Dana, there's no fucking problem here. I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm sitting like this.
He's your bunny.
And,
He's your bunny foot.
That
He's your
pissed
bunny
me
foot.
off, dude. When you have that kind of recognition of how
No, I
you're
don't
sitting.
mind. I don't mind it, especially you're
good.
skinnier now. If you're bigger, it'd be like,
You got to
ugh.
fold them long gams up.
Do you see this, dude? You see these
Very
legs?
happy with those
Man,
cams.
like a
So, dude,
stork.
I go there, and they're having this big party after in the high roller room. Everyone's kind of gambling, and there's a lot of drunk fucking assholes there. But there's a lot of like your regular guys that you see on a week to week basis. Dana pulls in, high fives a couple people, looks me in the eyes, and he's like, "You fucking ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this, brother. Let's go." We sit there. I was at the tables, and I will shorten the story. I was at the tables from 10 o'clock at night to 5:30 in the morning
No, I'm out. I'm out.
No, they pump oxygen
because I
in that
was
room.
losing so bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
it's
you
not
just
because you're pumping oxygen. It's
Yeah.
trying to get back.
yeah, you're
trying to get
you're
back.
trying to get
Yeah.
just to break even at this point.
Just to break even.
And
Yeah,
Dana's
this is,
like-
this is my money we're talking about because I big fan of Joe Rogan. Massive fan of Joe Rogan. Got the chance to hang out with him, stuff like that. Dude's fantastic.
He loves you guys.
But I didn't. He was like he gambles Dana's money. Dana is like. He's the man holding my hand as I'm gambling my own money.
Dana's not that generous.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be like, here, Taylor, here's,
listen,
he's pretty generous.
He's generous, dude.
You guys have to say that.
I was down at one point $300,000.
He's generous.
Whoa.
He's generous.
Hold on. Say that number again.
I was down at one point of this night. This is a week ago. $300,000.
You gotta stay at the table.
Now I've told you how much I've won, so there's I can in my psychopathic mind I can say, oh, I'm
that's
up
where
still.
I'm at.
I'm down at some point at $300,000. There are slappies sitting at this table with us, like with 14, 15 on the table, not hitting. And then Dana goes, he gets a 10, and then he busts, obviously. Then I'm up, and I get the 7 he needed. Shit like that's happening all night. He leans back to me. He's like, hey, take 45 minutes. Just relax. When this starts to slow down a little bit, you and I will go back. As he's making his comeback, because he's down worse than I am, he's taking some of his winnings, $15,000 in chips, $30,000 in chips, and he's essentially tossing it to me.
Oh, that's generous.
Saying like, you go ahead and do this. Dude, throughout the night, he probably gave me over $100,000 in chips just to save me. That's the kind of human being Dana White is. He's a fantastic human being.
This is a good man.
He's generous.
And I still fucking lost. I didn't lose 300,000, but I lost.
You lost some
bad.
money.
I lost bad. Like, to the point, I haven't had a good night's sleep in over a week. I swear to God.
You know that's how it always ends.
Now you're gonna keep going back out just to gamble with Dana?
Yeah, I got to do a lot. I had to go talk to myself in the mirror. I had to have like.
Is your wife like, hey man, once a month flying to Vegas, being up?
No,
all
she's
night?
about it because she's like, because when we go, I'm not just gambling. I'm also doing the power slap thing. I'm doing content. I'm doing stuff for Bussin.
I see the
like
content.
We're still we're working.
It is a
but
job.
I'm also
It's a lot of money.
you're making that much. It's like, how do you not go back?
I agree. I got a question.
Go ahead.
So you guys are my boys. I love you. Me and Will been friends for how long? I love Will.
Yeah,
One
and
of
then
my
me
favorites.
just like 6
I
months
mean, I've
shorter,
known
but
you since
yeah.
1970. Where we go back to the 70s. But when I saw the power slap stuff, I was like, oh, it's brilliant by Dana what they're doing, having people like you and the Nelk boys and everyone like, and Nina and being like, power slap's the best thing I've ever seen. I'm like, man, what are they paying those boys? What are they paying those boys to do this?
Nothing.
Is that the
We do
question?
it from the love.
That's the question.
That's the
Love of
question.
heart.
You don't have to answer.
That's a hell of a question.
No, they need to answer. It's been months I've been waiting for them to come in and ask them this. Because here's my thing. I'll be very clear. If they hit me up, even though I don't hate on it anymore. At first I was like, dude, what the hell he's just bored. And I get it. If I had that much money, I'd be bored too. So they start the power slap fight league. But then I talk to people like, in person, it's way better. In person, it's cool to see. And I stopped paying up because even podcasts has changed. Unless you're like a Schultzy or like Rogan, where people are watching for 3 hours. This day and age, what we do, like let's say this does whatever 500,000 views. By the time we cut up all the clips, we're getting millions and millions and millions. So it cut down to short form. Does that make sense? So Dana, whoever his team is, and him was like, this isn't going to be a long form thing like the UFC. People aren't going to sit down and watch this for 3 hours. People aren't going to watch it for 45 minutes. It's just these idiots slapping each other. But we can cut up in short form and get millions and millions of views. Once I saw that, I'm like, brilliant. I'm in. That makes sense. My only thing was when I first saw you guys on board, I was like, oh, what are they paying those boys?
I mean, that's a personal question. I'm on record as saying you don't have to answer that.
No,
You can give us a-
that's easy.
No,
it's easy. He doesn't
zero.
pay us at all.
It's just content for you guys.
There's a game. There's an element of content. There's an element of
being in the cool kids club.
Yeah, like
I guess.
you do want to get around
little
other
bit.
audiences and have opportunities to meet other people at these events.
I'm not hating on
to
it any
essentially
facet.
to essentially get some relationship.
yeah.
and
I mean,
you network.
that's currency. That's real currency.
Yeah, that makes
Also,
sense.
a relationship with Dana and gambling, actually getting to know the guy, and that can lead to a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you guys. Well, when I saw you guys at the fights, and I see you like, so you're saying hi to Trump, and you're saying you're hanging.
How jealous.
That puts you guys.
how jealous.
I'm jealous.
I bet. Oh, 45 came and took it. And dude, when we met him,
Powerful dude,
it
huh?
was exactly like you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Dana goes over and he goes, "This is Taylor Lewan, Will Compton." We meet him. He looks at us. Couple of big, strong, handsome men.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fucking thank you."
You guys are doing great.
Perfect, dude.
Wow.
You don't even know what we're doing.
Dog,
You guys are doing great.
We got a photo with him right
Thank
before
you for your vote.
the
You're
main
doing
event. We
great.
got a photo with him, and I'm kind of sitting there, and I'm sitting right next to Trump. I don't know what the fuck to say. I'm literally just sitting there, kind of like a big dumb idiot, and he looks at me, and goes, "You're doing great." I was like, "Bro, you have no idea how the
I'm
fuck
not doing anything, dude.
That is amazing."
He's a powerful dude, huh? The energy.
It's a
Like,
it's a
take
very
politics
powerful
out of it.
dude.
Just him
yes.
as a personality.
And
You're
I-
like,
he's a
holy
force. He's a
shit.
force.
I had
Bro,
friends
when
in-
he's sitting like 10 feet away, where it's just like, yo, This man is sitting right
A
here.
big guy too, big guy himself.
Let me ask you this: do you
Yeah.
think you'd have this? Have the same energy if Biden was sitting next to you? Do you think he's as and I'm not. This isn't a left or right thing. I'm just saying as far as
but you know what you're
personalized
doing.
energy.
Any
You know what you're doing. Hey, it's not political, but you answer
put-
the question
you put
and
your
let us,
hard-right
and let us
agenda on
short
these
form
boys.
clip this with no context. And it's Taylor one being like, yeah, Biden's kind of a pussy, right? And then you guys are like, got his ass, dude.
No, I'm just saying.
Superimposing Nazis.
No, but still, Biden is the fucking sitting president. You'd still be pretty excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no
You'd be like,
yeah.
holy shit, this is crazy. He's mumbling, but whatever. right?
So how about this?
Taylor?
One of the smartest guys.
Hey, bro.
No.
You better relax.
I told him this story about Biden. So one of my good buddy of mine, billionaire,
trust anything he says.
billionaire, made about so much money.
He has $9 billion friends.
And he
them all.
actually ran. He worked for Biden when he was a young man, and he also ran. He was the vice chairman of his campaign before this. One time, not
He's the one that made all the
2016.
sexual allegations go away.
No. But he's
His name was Jeffrey
he's
Epstein.
a smart as fuck guy. He's a guy I check in with when there's a story and I want to check in with a guy who's a real player and in those inner circles. And I said something effective. He's just Biden's a blowhard and a dummy. And he looked at me and he said, "What'd you say?" And I said, "What?" He goes,
Do the
"You
phony
said he was."
thing.
He goes, "No, we were together." He
Oh.
goes, "He's a dummy." And he's tall. He's about 6'4". He looked at me. I felt uncomfortable. He kind of got over me and he went, "He's much smarter than you are. And he's a lot smarter than I am. I spent a lot of time."
20 years ago, though, right?
Now
he's compromised.
What I'm saying
Let's
is
just be called spade a spade.
anybody who's been that relevant for that long has
Right?
got something.
For sure.
It's-
Anybody
they
that
got
lifts that
something.
high, they
Being
all-
in
they all play
politics,
their
you can't be a
Can't
moron.
play the game for
figure
that
it out.
long. Can't play the game for
House
that
of
long.
cards.
I was a little embarrassed though because he said he has a stutter, which I didn't know. So Biden had a very strong
He also
stutter
had brain surgery
for a long
bro.
time.
He had brain surgery. Open brain surgery.
He did. Biden did.
Facts. Look it up, Chan. Wish we had a computer. Yeah, facts.
It's
Pull it
confident
up.
saying it. I'm
He's
like,
definitely
oh, yeah.
old
It's a
now and has
big-ass TV,
cognitive
by the
issues.
way.
There's no doubt about that.
Dude, I wish I was as cognitive as he was. How old is he?
He's 80.
He's kind of crushing it.
Look at this.
Hey, the first article is Joe Biden is a survivor.
2 brain surgeries. 2 brain
You didn't know
aneurysms.
this. Wow.
Wow. Look at that.
But to go back to it, I think here's where I think everything's a little fucked up in America is if you have the opportunity to shake a president's hand, past or present,
You got to do it up.
you got to shake his hand.
I agree.
Oh, I'll
If,
suck
if
him
Biden
off.
was there, I
And
would
I'm
take
going to
a
be
photo with him
respectful
too.
to any. I'm going to be
yank him
respectful
off
to
right
any
there in public.
president.
It's America.
I'm going to be respectful to any president. I don't care if I agree with him or not. He's my president. Like he was president of my country. I'm going to be respectful as fuck. I'm going to be
Absolutely.
Mr. President. Nice to meet you. I'm not going to say anything.
It's wild how when we posted that photo though, I don't know how your situation was, but I had to have a couple of actual conversations with people that I like.
People are upset, right?
People are
And it's like,
legitimately
no, you
upset.
don't get it. It's not. I'm not picking a side here. It's Trump, bro.
It's a president, bro.
It's president.
Jack White got all
He's also
mad.
the
But not only that, like one of the most influential like brands
figures
of a name
ever. Brilliant business.
Well, also,
Brilliant.
who also might be the biggest political disruptor, the most disruptive figure in politics. Maybe Andrew Jackson is a close rival, but I mean, historically, there's nobody in his area code.
Were you guys
He
a
took the
little
whole
nervous when you
fucking
post a
game.
picture? Were you like, see how this goes?
I don't think so.
Taylor's like, hey, we should get a photo, right? And I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was more nervous to get a photo of Johnny Knoxville, and I posted out like a bitch, dude.
God, and I hated that, bro.
Oh, I
hated
love
that.
Johnny.
Well, then I got super high one night and kind of broke this whole thing down.
Yeah.
Because I got like a mental thing when I meet somebody that I'm a fan of, where I like, if I go up to you and I'm like, hey, I'm a fan of you, let me get a picture with you, let me talk about you. Now all of a sudden I've put you here and me here. Now, the part of us ever becoming friends is now going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So I have like this.
That's
we'll
also
call-
because
we'll
you're
call
a
it ego.
celebrity, and when people come
Yeah,
up
but
to you like, "Can I
hardly.
get a picture?"
Taylor's
Kind of like,
yeah.
It knocks that wall down. You're like, fuck, all right, yeah, let's do it. I get what you're
but
saying.
it doesn't like it definitely takes you away. Like I don't know if I can trust this person as much to
Yeah.
be an actual friend.
Yeah,
So Johnny Knoxville sitting right in front of us, and in front of that is Trump. And I'm like, dude, Johnny Knoxville, I'm a Jackass kid. Like I fucking grew up.
Same.
That was my shit. Like Travis Pastrana and the Jackass crew were like my heroes.
Bam, Steve-O.
And I see him sitting there and he's enjoying himself. And I tell Will, I'm like, hey, there he is. He's fucking there. And Will's like, I'll get you a photo with him. I'm like, don't, please don't.
Yeah,
and,
like, no.
And the whole
Well, because if you remember right, I was like, hey, look down in front of you.
and
Until
you
I
know
look down.
he loves Johnny.
Oh yeah, I know.
Love
It's like his favorite
him. Love him.
person. Because we wanted to have him on the bus and stuff too, and I was
He's
like, bro,
brilliant, too.
It's fucking him.
Smart dude.
He was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. And I was like, yo, you're getting a photo with him. And he goes, no, don't do that. I go, I swear to God, if you don't like approach and just be like, yo, I'm a fan.
At
Like,
least introduce yourself.
and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and be like, hey, you know, my friend, like, he's a massive fan. He'd love to get a
Oh,
photo
dude, I
with
was
you.
like, I was
Like, I
sitting
would've
just
went- I
like
would've
this, like,
went dad
fuck,
mode
man,
for him.
don't
'Cause
do
I'm like,
this.
bro, you gotta get.
Or you can do what some people.
You didn't do
No,
it.
he didn't. No,
Or you can do what some people
he
do.
didn't stay the whole fight because I was like afterwards.
Oh, damn, he
I'm going
dipped
to.
out.
Yeah, he
He
dipped
dipped out
before
like
the
right
main,
before like the main event.
the main event.
But
Power
if you're
move.
Johnny Knoxville, you
Power
gotta get the
move.
fuck out of
You
there,
don't give
dude.
a fuck.
Yeah, you gotta
No.
fucking go. But yeah, dude, and we were at the house that one night, high as hell,
Yeah.
dude. We were like cooked, like figuring out life type of cook.
Marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Would you say, hey, do you think it was gay that I didn't?
no, I brought up the Johnny thing, and you're like, yeah, dude, that was so gay. That was so gay of you. And literally, I was in Cabo, and same thing with Vince Vaughn. I love Vince Vaughn, and he's at this party I'm at, and I see him. There's like 15 people talking to him, and I'm like, I would love to just fucking say hello to this guy. And I go to like the buses where they like shutter everyone over to their hotels, and I'm waiting. Like, hey, bus is gonna be 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna shake his hand. I go over there and I go to shake his hand. I'm like, hey man, just want to let you know, been a fan of you my whole life, love what you do, blah, blah. Just wanted to shake your hand and say hello. Try to keep it super cool, right? Yeah. He hits me with the, hey, I appreciate that, thank you very much. As our hands are no longer like going from touching, and as they separate an inch, two guys, Callen sized guys, fucking shoulder to shoulder with their back to me and essentially usher him away.
They're like, you've had your time.
And I was like,
Hey, bud.
I went back to my hotel room and like kind of like look at myself in the mirror. I was like, you're a fucking bitch, dude. Like you're a fucking.
How about
look
this?
at you fucking pussy.
So you'll love this. So Vince lives down where I've known Vince pretty long time. So I'm looking at Vince. Why is that funny?
We've been here for 10 minutes and you've name dropped
Joe Biden,
Sorry, man.
billionaire friend.
Yeah, 9 of
Vince
them.
Vaughn.
He's
Welcome to Finding the Kid. Every single name another guy.
Somebody has all the
Name
money.
another guy.
He has all the money.
I'm an actor. I've been in
Name
movies.
another guy.
If we live in the
Hey,
same.
by the way, loved you in The Hangover.
Thank
Loved you
you.
in The Warrior too.
Like me in old
Thought you
school,
were
he was in that
fantastic
too.
in
It doesn't
Warrior.
matter.
Did you guys say Biden? I know his brother, man. Guy said
it is
His
what it
son
is.
is actually good
You
friends
know he
of
had
mine.
brain surgery. He did.
Do I know?
Stephen,
do
he's
I
like
know?
the Stephen A.
No, but you don't
Smith.
like this. So do I know Vince? I've known him through the years, you know.
Yeah.
And hung out with him, been to his house, blah blah blah. So I know him. I mean, like this, right?
Yeah. Well, not
So,
like this.
no.
Not like this. Not like this.
He was in
I'm getting
Swingers.
to a point of the.
You guys crossed
so,
paths.
Yeah. So I actually know him pretty well. And so spent
him on
time
set.
eating with him many times.
Dog.
You know, the reason I'm saying this
Got
is
it,
because
dog.
the reason I'm saying this is what?
We got it.
Yeah,
You know,
but listen, the point is, I've known him for 8 years.
Tell the story.
Okay, so
you got connections, bro.
so now
You're killing us.
I'm in the car with my wife and my buddy, and so we take salsa lessons. So I'm with my wife and our salsa. It's a couple, and they're together. And Vince is I'm here. There's a car here, and then Vince is in the car over there, right. We're in our neighborhood, and we're at the stoplight. And my buddy goes, "Holy shit, that's Vince Vaughn." And I haven't talked to Vince, and I don't know why. So I go, bam, bam. I go, hey, and he goes, and I go, "What's up?" And he's like, Thank you. And I'm like, wait. Yeah. No, I'm going, how you doing? And he goes, appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm going,
good to see you.
hey, bro. And I'm like, how do you know? And he goes, thank you. And he's like this. He's like, thank you, like that. And he goes, I was a fan. He didn't recognize me. After fucking 7 years, I'm like, hey, fuck off.
You were on a set
I sent
with
him a video.
He was on a set with him, too.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
but
think
I've been to his house. I've had dinner with him.
Think about
many
people he
times.
meets, though.
No, Bubba. I know him
Yeah,
like.
but if you're on the set.
No. I know him like
Hey, if you're on
I've
the-
been
He
to
said
his
dinner. He said he's been to his house,
I've
dinner.
spent.
No, I believe that.
I probably spent I don't know how much time. Like legit know him really well. So him looking at me and I was like, "You're that famous that you just it wasn't his fault."
You
So
wanna
I
get
sent him a
going.
video. I go, "Hey, dude, I am a fan, but it's Bryan Callen," and he just goes, "Love you, pal." LOL. It's made a
Maybe
mistake.
just forgot. Yeah.
Dude, you had
Love
to
you,
feel
pal.
bad after.
Fuck,
You
man.
had to
Even
feel
It's
that-
one of my
bad after.
friends though. They
How old
people
are you
right
right
now.
now?
So I was like, he's a buddy. I'm 40. I'm like in my. I don't even know. I'm like in
Getting
my 40s.
called pal,
How old am I?
like-
Like in
Yeah,
human years.
tapped on the hat.
56 years old.
Is there
You look great,
is there
by the
any
way.
athlete you guys look up to like that? Like because you've been in the NFL,
So many.
but that you'd be that you'd be like
All the white
shocked by,
linebackers.
like Johnny Knoxville, like you'd be like starstruck by. Because you kind of know what they're into.
Let me throw out some names.
Tom Brady is.
Brady.
I think Tom Brady's for everybody.
Tom would be sick.
Yeah.
There is a level of like
He's an
relatability
angel.
since we've all played the same game. But
Yeah.
But Brady, right? I mean, Peyton
Yeah.
Manning.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Peyton, Brady, Rodgers, those are guys that are like older than you enough to where like you've seen the spectacle of him as a young kid. And then like we practiced against Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots.
You did.
And we were doing a red zone period. And this is when like, usually when you do practices, like teams will split up. Like you guys will go over here and then we'll do our drills and then offense and defense over here, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, both teams get on one field because there's multiple fields. And we'll do like 2-minute situations or we'll do like red zone situations. Tom did a red zone situation. He went 7 for 7 and fucking diced up our defense. And you're kind of just watching like, bro, that's fucking Tom. He's
I'm
out there
good
just
friends
being-
with Tom. We've had a lot.
Dog,
of
shut the
sorry.
I would be sick to meet Kuechly.
Who's
Luke
Keith?
Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly, linebacker,
Kuechly.
went
Luke
to Boston
Kuechly.
College.
You don't know?
Hall of Famer.
Come on, the white linebacker.
You need to
Do
fucking
I
jump
know?
out of your seat a little bit
No,
more.
I'm a
Fucking-
fan, and he's
Hey,
retired now.
I know your production
He's
guys
a
know
Hall
who
of
Luke
Famer.
Kuechly is spelling that name like that.
Keithley or
Luke Kuechly.
Luke. Hey, our boy's bad at the internet, which is mind blowing.
But when I was
What name's in Luke Keiths?
no, hey,
when I was in my 3rd year, I met Ray Lewis, and I was fucking like,
That's what I was going to ask you.
Dog, what was that like?
It was insane.
were you
And he was
scared
talking
because he
to-
murdered a guy?
No, not at all.
Alleged. It's all
It's like a tip of the
Yeah.
cap, man.
He got
It's
away
all
with it.
street cred.
It was his crew, really.
That name is horrible. There's no way to figure out this name.
Kuechly.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was the Lou part that was
Why is that?
Yeah, the
He,
little
he
part.
retired early.
Is that-
he
he
retired
did.
early though? He was
Yeah.
all pro,
a
super
savage,
strong,
bro.
savage.
He was a dude that like you played against him and he would call out the play you're about to run. That's how
Smart
fucking good
kid
he was.
too. Yeah.
Smart as fuck.
And he retired right early because
Early.
of concussions,
Yeah,
or he
it's
just
9
went
years.
out.
9 years.
I sat across and on a plane.
Good run.
From,
Nine's, yeah, but
Montana.
nothing sounds better than
It's
10,
kinda
brother.
Joe.
yeah.
I mean, one
Like I
of the
sat
best.
across from him, and
Who's that?
Joe
Joe
Montana.
Montana.
And I remember looking at him, going, I was like, boy, he looks like he looks like a regular guy now. I mean, he's I was just like one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and
I had I mean,
was
it'd be
like a
announced.
big fan, right? And we've been friends
Aaron
ever
Rodgers was
since.
my business partner. I flew to Denver to meet him, and the way we were introduced, they go, "Aaron, meet the most hated man on the internet. Brendan, meet the most hated man in the NFL." That's how we met.
oh wow,
Oh my God.
oh wow.
Hell
Shake
yeah,
hands
brother.
and smile.
Strong.
Like,
I
hell
was
yeah,
like,
bro.
good to see you, brother.
Is Aaron like a hated man in the NFL though?
Yeah, he's just like
He was like anti
For being that good?
vaccine. Yeah, he was like
and he was outspoken
anti-vaccine.
on
He
it.
was
He can
outspoken
afford to
about
speak
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like.
When you're
He
that
would-
good, you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want.
Whatever.
He's
But
the
Aaron,
man. He's the man.
The NFL, the players
Yeah,
in the
he's the
NFL
man.
love
He's
Aaron
cool, bro.
Rodgers.
I'm sure.
Everybody
All the
loves
players
him.
love him.
Every
Yeah.
person I met,
You
the
said he was
Packers
great.
love him.
I mean, one of us, one of the best.
Yeah. He's
so
good
dope.
people.
He was talking, he does all the psychedelic stuff like that, and he's like, you'd be blown away how many players come up to me like, hey man, I got this, and he's like educating them about psychedelics now, like how mushrooms help them get through the season stuff. He's the man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
he's
Aaron
good
Rodgers is really like that. When I signed my second contract, we were doing a preseason game against the Packers, and I wasn't really playing. He wasn't playing. I was playing, and I was going running it for halftime, and I get a smack on the ass, and I hear, "Don't spend all that money in one place." And I look up, and it's Aaron. He's like kind of jogging, just like slow mo, like my life put it in slow mo.
Yeah.
And he's like looking back, smiling. I'm like, "Oh fuck!"
Big moment.
He touched my ass. That's cool as shit, dude.
Dude, think how much money these players are getting these days, man.
Nuts.
I mean, it's just the standard, right? But I look at the contract, I'm like, holy shit,
Insane.
Dude,
but the NBA ones are
nutsos. But he across the board, it's just where the market's at for everything. Like you look like Pat McAfee's contract, and people hit up Stephen A. Smith. They're like, "How do you feel they signed Pat McAfee?" He was like, "This is good." He's like, "Cause my contract's up in a year.
Right.
If that's where he's at, and that's where he's
Is it
at.
because it's
then I'm
reaching more
next.
people or something? Is that what?
No, it's just inflation. It's just the times, and like it's
market. There'll be
Do you think
players in the
Stephen A's
same
going to
game.
get that kind of Pat McAfee money?
He is.
He'll get a
ESPN.
lot of. He'll get a lot
Him
of
and
money,
Pat
bro.
are essentially ESPN now.
Correct. I would bet my last dollar he gets more than Pat. He is
Really?
ESPN. He runs ESPN. That dude is Mr.
Yeah.
ESPN.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
He is in all those conversations with the top.
And people love him. Like he's so well respected.
Yeah.
He's crushing it, man.
Yeah.
It
I
looks
think
like
Pat-
he's trying to get into politics a little bit.
Yeah, he does his podcast to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather him
Do you
just
guys
talk
miss
sports.
the game,
but-
or are you so happy that you're doing this? Because you guys are crushing this.
Both. I think both.
You do miss
You
the game.
always going to miss it.
I mean, you don't. It's like right now. It's not like I go out and see training camps happen, and I think like, thank God I'm not
Yeah.
out in this heat right now playing. But
you do think that?
I think like, thank God I'm not out there. Like I wouldn't want to be fucking doing the whole living in a bubble and just going after fucking, that mountain for the season again.
Yeah.
But you definitely look back fondly on all that shit because it was like when you're in it, it was the best.
Yeah. But when
you know how it is, like you're just like chasing something with like-minded individuals. You're in a melting pot. The locker room is the fucking
That's
best.
what I miss. I miss the boys.
Yeah.
I miss
We
we
miss
don't
that a
have
lot.
that in
We don't
LA
have it
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah. And when I first got in comedy, we had that, and it was like it filled this huge gap, and it was like, oh, here it is. I found my pack, my wolf pack.
Misfits, man.
And then pandemic hits, and everyone goes their separate ways.
Yeah.
And so in LA, the comedy scene's done as far as like
For us.
the comedy rat pack. Like it's just not the hang's not there anymore.
Sucks.
But that used to fill the void. Now that's gone, it's tough.
So what's keeping you here? Why don't
Great point.
Why don't you go to Austin? Why don't you go to these places that everyone's kind of moving
We're
to?
talking about things like that, but we still have some stuff going on here, and
Not really, but but no, I think, my thing is with Austin is when everybody's doing that, I don't want to do that. Does that make sense? Like if I move to Texas, I'm going to like Fort Worth, where I can yell at people stepping on my lawn. Like I want Texas.
I think
Austin's more liberal than here. Like I'm not going to move somewhere that's liberal in another
in
liberal
Austin,
place.
I can go get flavored
you
nicotine.
can find
If on the outskirts,
find your circles.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to two gas stations yesterday and they didn't have flavored nicotine.
you want flavored nicotine.
Yeah,
But
what are we doing?
Texas is sun hot. It's too hot.
I don't mind that.
It's Bible hot, man.
I don't mind that.
Biblical?
Dude, you got locusts. It's 105 degrees.
It was
all the
105
time.
here yesterday, Bo.
Well, I guess I live closer to the beach.
Yeah.
That ocean
Slight
breeze
flex.
on me.
I mean, you're not on the beach.
When I
you
just-
really- you really
when I
can't
just
beat
sprints on
California
the
beach.
sand. Do you guys have a minute?
I mean, you're more in Redondo, but we'll call it Manhattan Beach.
Hey, bro.
You're more inner.
Bro, I hate when people get detailed with my fucking stories because I'm exposed as a liar. Back to missing the game.
Now, did you know that, they're associated with Barstool? Barstool, this is one of the greatest business stories of all time. Dave Portnoy, he sold the company, got the company back for $1. Has to be
What?
one of the greatest.
What?
Just last week, yeah.
Just last week.
How?
Fellas,
Penn
take it
wanted
from
to
here.
get out.
Fellas,
Penn
that's what
realized
I
they weren't-
Googled. Go ahead and jump into it.
They weren't acquiring as much market share in the gambling space as they had wanted to, so they had to make a pivot. To make a pivot, they wanted to get in bed with ESPN. To get in bed with ESPN, they had to disassociate with Barstool. So when you got to call Barstool up, Barstool's got, whether it's a leverage game or not, it's like, hey, we got to get rid of this. We'll sell it back to you. And it was basically for a non-compete and some upside if you were to sell again.
But this is
I
what
love that Dave Portnoy
and then they
has it
throw-
back.
But this is what's great. All the boys, I don't know if Taylor does, but most of the boys on Barstool, including Dave, all have stock. They have equity in Penn gambling.
Oh.
So, and then Penn's going to go through the roof. Like right now, people are like, oh, it's that Penn's, they're done. Look at the stocks. Yeah, wait till fantasy football starts, and everyone has to start betting with Penn.
Wow.
That stock's going to go through the fucking
ESPN
roof.
bet, which is we get to root for it.
Correct.
You want it to do well. You want like McAfee. You want all of them to get very
But what
involved.
the
with
mistake Penn made is, and listen, I'm part of that crew too, where Barstool's some wild boys. What we do is we're wild boys. Joe Rogan, the whole crew, DeStefano, Tim Dillon, Bert Kreischer, wild boys. When you put us in corporate world, it's going to ruffle some feathers.
especially with a lot of regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they're like, wait, they said what? It's like, that's how we built our fan base, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say this. Well, that doesn't work, dude.
Right.
So then Penn just miscalculated that a little bit.
Right.
Now they can go to ESPN with woke Disney and, bow down to Mickey Mouse, which is fine.
Yeah.
And they'll make their money. And that's that's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
They tried with Barstool, and God bless them for even trying, because most companies are too scared to. So
Right.
God bless them for
But
doing it.
like even going back, because obviously hindsight's 2020, it's like, yeah, okay, they look at it now, they didn't get enough market share. But at that time when they acquired Barstool for $500 million, right? DraftKings, FanDuel, everybody else, the way that they spent their advertising dollars is just licensing and paying individual talent. So
Like us.
like Callen, we'll give you $100 million bag. Brandon, we'll give you $100 million bag. And so you're like licensing deals, whereas Penn had acquired a company. It's like, we're going to have Barstool push all of our stuff. We don't have to pay advertising dollars to
Yep.
anybody else. But now you look back, FanDuel and DraftKings have a much bigger market share than Penn does. So now Penn had to sell it back, and now they're paying a $2 billion licensing deal for 10 years with ESPN.
Big boy deal. Shout out
Big
to
boy
Dave,
deal.
man.
Wow.
Big
But
boy
they get
deal.
to be on
Shareholders like, hey, we're gonna
which
throw
is
this
such
money. Let's go
such a
somewhere
credible
else.
app, such a credible like company, ESPN, and to be,
I mean, yeah,
ESPN, but
sucking
bet
dick now, but
and all
yeah.
that, and it's kind of we were talking about this yesterday, how it's kind of like there's a race going on in the gambling world of who's going to be numero uno, and I think FanDuel and DraftKings they own 1 and 2, and it's like where
It's
does
going to be tough to
ESPN
beat DraftKings, but yeah, we'll see.
I want to say FanDuel might be number one right now.
Is FanDuel up there?
It seems like the biggest player in the whole sports betting space is like the tech.
Well, I'm a DraftKings guy, promo code fighter, okay?
Gambling is the true American pastime. I mean, I'm always amazed at how many people gamble. There's so much money.
It is wild.
Online's the big deal, and with fantasy football, but it's tough because it's not legal in California.
It's not legal in some states.
Yeah, so it's a bummer.
You get in
It sucks.
Yeah, I'm more mad about the nicotine in California, but that is rough too.
The
I hate to keep bringing it up, but that's fucking
No,
crazy.
hold on.
That fuck, people don't realize like that fucked me up. Like I had a big deal, and I have a new deal, but I did have this big deal with this nicotine company, and I was like their poster boy. And then California's my main market, and then when they stopped doing the flavored version, like, dude, it doesn't make sense for us anymore. I'm like, Newsom, you piece of shit.
Oh, that became a law?
Yeah, law.
You can't have flavored nicotine?
Can't have flavored nicotine.
And you know what?
That is nuts.
What's
Nuts, dude.
And it doesn't make sense what they were talking because the vapes. The flavored vapes,
okay.
They, across the board, like no flavored
They
nicotine.
don't want kids doing it.
Because they have like Skittles and like
the reason why they're doing it makes
patches,
sense.
He puts them in his mouth at the same time.
Yeah.
How many? Do you do a lot of? What do you do? Because
I do 3 milligrams. I do 2 at a time though, because I'm a more of a flavor guy over the
So
actual.
you'll do 6 milligrams.
24 a time.
Yeah, you see the cheeks. He can fucking fit a lot in there.
Yeah.
You know,
But that's a
Like the
lot
Pop
of
Boys.
nicotine, huh?
that's a lot of nicotine. That's
You a nicotine guy?
I'm not, but
That would be
maybe
the
I'll get
above average
involved in
amount.
it. You don't either? Fucking A, bro.
Really?
That's not true. On the road sometimes I sneak a little 3 in.
I have, but I'm saying overall, I'm not a nicotine
No, you're not a
guy,
nicotine guy.
It doesn't control me.
But you're a caffeine guy? What's your
I'll do
thing?
caffeine, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Big caffeine guy.
Are you
I
a-
drink coffee at like 8 o'clock and I'll still go to bed at 9:30.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me. I can't believe you can do that.
Same.
I cannot.
I love coffee,
How
bro.
about booze?
Fucking love
What's your booze of choice?
Twisted tea.
Yeah, Twisted Tea is definitely.
That's a sponsor.
Dude, whether you're
Right?
grilling out or watching the big game,
Whistle
Twisted
Pig,
Tea
Twisted
is
Tea.
what you want to fucking drink,
Yeah.
dude. It's a non-carbonated.
Tell me more.
It
It's the
tastes
drink of the
just like
summer.
sweet tea,
But is it
it's 5%
refreshing?
alcohol.
Okay, but I mean,
Brian, do you like iced tea?
I
You
do like iced tea.
Well, guess what? We
Yeah.
got a drink for you.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's called Twisted
Brian-
Tea.
But I don't want too
Brian's
much
your
alcohol.
demo.
Look at a couple
Brian's
Twisted Kings
falling.
right here,
Hold
my
on,
man.
I want just enough.
Twisted Kings.
Yeah.
But is it
Fucking
refreshing and kind of gratifying at the same time?
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is crazy.
Do you like
Can I-
iced tea
can I
in
drink
summer?
it? But can I drink it cold?
can you drink it cold? Brother, it's the best when it's cold.
Well, okay.
You only drink it cold.
I'm going to freak out. I'm going to ask you, does it go with ice?
Oh my God, does it?
What
Brian,
the fuck, man?
picture
Why am I
a
twisted
nice-
tealess?
Picture a nice mason jar filled with twisted tea with rocks in it
I'm in.
and the sweat going
I'm in.
outside of the mason jar
Oh,
with a
God.
nice sunlight.
I didn't know I was going to get
Man,
a
am I
boner
looking-
today, dude.
I'm in. I wish
Am
you
I-
guys
we got
had some
twisted
right
tea?
now.
God.
Am I in the southern heat?
How do your
You're
boys
in the
not
southern
have
heat.
it at all
Am I wearing a
times?
prairie dress?
You're here, dude. You're not at your beach house. You're out here in the heat right now. There's
feel
nothing to
it.
do. You run to a gas station. What do you see? You see a Twisted Tea. You crack that thing. It's perfectly
Okay.
cold.
I
And it
got-
keeps your hand cold. And the more you sip it, not only is it refreshing, but you start to get that warm, fuzzy feeling like maybe I can do anything.
Problem is,
I'm in, dude.
Problem is,
Maybe I
probably
can.
brewed in China.
What?
Probably brewed in China.
No,
It's American made.
What
man.
the
It's
fuck?
in Boston.
What in the world's going on here? Why am I twisted tealess?
Do you guys still mess with Whistle Pig? You still have your whiskey?
Yes.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still have our whiskey.
Oh yeah, that's good too. You want to talk about that? That's good shit too.
But it's got a
Whistle Pig is solid.
No
Whistle
way.
Pig is
Whistle
fucking
Pig.
good.
I love
Pig.
Whistle
Pig.
Whistle Pig
Good.
might be the only whiskey that changes with the seasons, dude. When you're cold
Talk
and it's
to him.
winter outside and the fire's
to
on,
him.
and you're
Straight
thinking,
up.
man, I need to warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little glass of that
you recommend that?
6-year Bussin Select.
No, Whistle Pig's legit whiskey. It's
It's
good whiskey.
legit
I
whiskey.
enjoy
Yeah, but if
Whistle
it's
Pig.
hot, I probably wouldn't work.
Brother.
Unless I put does it go with ice?
Does it go with ice, dude?
I'm talking
You
about-
put it
do you
on
say
you have a
ice?
sip of that. You're cooling
Do you
yourself
want to
down
know?
at the same time.
Do you want to know how?
It does it all.
You want to know how smooth it is?
Yeah.
Picture yourself taking a sip. You smell a little bit of caramel.
Yeah.
You smell a little bit of black pepper.
Yeah.
It hits right when it hits your lips. You might feel a little fright, thinking like, okay, this could be a little dangerous going
Right.
down.
Where's
But
my
as it-
seatbelt? Where's my
As
seatbelt?
it goes down the throat, picture yourself sitting in a backyard. Again, autumn evening.
Yeah.
Swaying on a hammock.
The birds
That is
going
how-
back to the nest.
That is how smoothly it goes.
It
down
is
your
nice.
throat.
You brought it.
And then when it sits on your stomach, nice and warm.
Wow, I feel
That's
like I'm
nice.
home. Does it feel
Can I
like
just-
home when it hits my
You're
tongue?
ready to turn up the game.
Can I just talk about something? Do you guys have anything in mind that I can take in the morning? Because to me, I like coffee, but it's so expensive. And I love nootropics, dude. I love benefits of nootropics. And if you guys have something
It's so
that
crazy.
evokes a sense of flow. I
know what's
love flow
crazy?
state.
But
Does that know you guys are
have anything on
making?
your
Does that know
mind?
you guys are making money now?
I gotta
You
believe-
guys changed.
I gotta
yo.
believe you guys can
You
probably
guys
give me a
changed.
morning
Let me ask
after
you
a Twisted
question.
Tea and
Do you
a
want-
Whistle Pig whiskey?
Do you want to be jittery Or do you want to feel alert and energized?
Dude, I want to feel alert and energized, and I want to be in flow state 24/7. I want to be like Superman, and the fucking wind is going
Do
by
you want your cup of
my
coffee
hair
to last-
as I'm fucking going. No
See,
turbulence.
well, if you want that, if you want to feel like you're on a crotch rocket,
Without
you're
the
taking
jitters?
the road and there's no
Fucking fix my
resistance.
pants, dude.
Yeah, I'd say there's a tincture I call Magic Mind.
Can I put it over ice?
You can put it over anything you want. You can put it over anything. Can you?
Did you say ice?
Can you?
What's it called?
It's called Magic Mind.
And it's magic, brother.
It comes in a small bottle like this. I mean, only if you're into antioxidants up the wazoo, and you're into. It's like a 5-hour energy shot, but it's super
It's
good.
the Chris
for you.
Angel of nootropics.
Hey, but
it's
something,
magic.
something that beneficial, something that amazing.
There's no way.
It's got to be super expensive.
I'm so glad you asked.
Cheaper
There's no
than
way I can
coffee.
afford
Probably about $3 a shot, bro. Maybe.
What?
That's
Yeah.
Is it that expensive?
Hey, bro, come on, take it easy.
No, it's cheaper than coffee, though, right?
yeah,
kinda like-
coffee's
Yeah, the way lattes
$4.50
are
in
these
Nashville. I can
days,
only imagine
yeah.
what it's here.
Dude,
Yeah,
go
it's
to
kind of
Blue
like
Bottle,
looking in your eyes and
breaking
getting
the
that
bank.
shot of energy and
on, brother.
possibility.
Come on
I'll
over.
tell you something else. You're built like, and I've never said this before, you're built like authority.
Oh.
Well, like, hold on, let me screeching hold.
Oh, hey,
Authority.
you put that shit back in first gear and let's keep riding. I like that.
Yeah.
Authority?
Too much.
No, I like it.
Okay,
No, I
not
enjoyed
bad,
it.
not bad.
I like
Build
it.
like authority.
Not bad.
Expand,
Hey,
sir.
fellas, when did you realize you were over the hump? Like, after you started booking big guests, but at what point was it when Taylor retired? Because you guys went from doing well.
Taylor's still playing.
Brother, I'm an active NFL
And
player.
matter of fact, I am
Are you
as
still
well.
an actor?
I'd appreciate if you did your fucking homework, though.
Hey,
I didn't like how you said you and Will were friends for so long.
me and him been
I
friends
didn't
for
like
quite some time.
when you were on Rogan and you said how funny Will was a bunch of times because you got
Because we're
real
boys.
strong about that.
That's
dude.
my guy, dude.
I need some authority around here.
You know
dude.
what?
I need to start fucking
tower-
putting my
you
authority
tower
out.
You know what it
Over
is?
everybody in this room.
I've never seen a starting tackle 250 pounds.
You know
so
what?
that's what threw me for a little.
Why,
while.
hey,
I get that.
Hey,
I can
why
get on
didn't you
board with
crack
that.
Joe on Taylor Lewan?
I will. We're going winter. We're there
'Cause you
September
thought
9th.
too.
We're there
And,
September 9th.
Dude, you brought up a good point.
Yeah.
Because Lewan's fine. I've been called Lewan my whole life. State championship game sophomore year, went 15-0. Got myself a ring. I got called Taylor Lewan as I was running out because I was starting as a sophomore. But I'm pretty sure somebody in this room, I'm not going to say names, said something like "bussin' with the bros."
That's his little. It's his little.
I always. It's
stick,
my.
bro.
That's your
hiccup.
thing? That's a-
no.
that's a-
It's something. I don't. It has to be a
He's
mental
terrible
block.
with
That's that UFC.
No, what happened?
Might be. You know what? I think it's more football than UFC.
You think so?
Yeah,
That was the
Bubba.
Buffaloes?
Yep, and you're headed down the same path,
no,
bro.
dude.
Welcome to your future, Daddy.
Oh, no. Well, as I was having,
no, the
having
very
my
first-
personal space taken away from Callen as I was trying to shit, he wanted to have a conversation with me about CTE.
I was sitting on his fucking lap.
yeah.
I was. I said,
was
don't
just
worry
holding
about
that
the
faucet,
seat's
dude.
clean. Let me clean
No,
the seat
but
for you.
even though you guys are active NFL football players,
Don't laugh when you say it.
I'm
Do it
not,
again.
bro.
Do it again.
You're just sliding the ass
Say
for
it
a tackle.
again.
Okay, let me
Say
try
it
again.
but
All
say it
right,
nice.
I'm not gonna laugh. Even though you guys are.
You said
Pursuing-
over the hump with podcast.
tight end now. You
Yeah,
tight end.
because
football, 'cause the
not
hump- we haven't
football. The
even
hump, you
touched
guys,
the
the
top
hump's
yet.
there. You
Yeah,
guys
we're
passed
still
that up.
ascending.
But with the pod, you guys are doing your thing, and then at some point just went.
Yeah.
What do you think it was? Was just more focus on it?
You coming on the first time, busting
Yeah.
with the boys. The Schaub
I
bump.
feel like that hurt you more than anything.
Shot bump. Shot bump.
What do you
Come on,
think
you
it
have to
was
bump,
though?
shot bump.
I think just more football players like getting familiar with you guys, or did the NFL kind of loosen up the reins there a little bit? Because you had some like Travis Kelsey on.
I think with podcasts, like the advice we got in the beginning was be consistent. And with just the level of consistency and then getting guys like you, getting
No,
guys
I'll
like
give you a
Callen.
compliment. I'll give you both a compliment.
Consistency for sure.
You have
Consistent
that thing that very few people have when it comes. Podcasts don't work with most people, and some people like you guys, chemistry and also just your personalities. It just works. I knew that the day I did your podcast. Some people just are able to do it. You guys listen. You add stuff. It's a dance.
There's
And
a
if you either
chemistry,
have it or you
and
don't.
especially with your knowledge. But I think this is the future of sports as far as broadcasting goes. Like what Pat McAfee's doing. I'm not taking anything away from Pat or anything from you guys. In the locker rooms I've been in, there's a lot of guys like that, man. There's a lot of guys who can fucking talk. They're funny. They're smart. I know the whole meathead jock thing is there. I'm telling you, I've been in some locker rooms, whether it's UFC, NFL, I was there for 2 weeks. But in college, where there's some dudes.
save.
Yeah.
Call it a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Or a cup of
They're all
magic.
set on slow white guys. But there's some dudes in those locker rooms where I'm like, man, put a mic in front of them. They're going to crush it.
Oh, yeah.
There's those guys. They just got to be pushing that direction. I think when players see you guys doing it, they're seeing what Pat's doing and the real real money coming in. They're like, oh, this is a lane I can go down. It's like, yeah, dude. You're see. I think you're seeing a lot more guys
are doing it.
You got to give credit, dude.
Chin,
That was
Chin. We get that clip.
Yeah.
Gotta give credit to Willie, dude. This is his baby. Because when Will first came on the team, people were like, "Hey, Will, Compton, Taylor want to be best friends." It was literally being said on the bird. Mm-hmm. And Will and I met, and it was like right away, good buddies. But we bonded over the fighter and the kid, Joe Rogan. Congratulations with D'Elia and all that. And then at the end of the season, Will and I had a shady Chinese restaurant, and he's like, "I want to do a podcast. Let's do a podcast." It was all Will. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then I left to go to California for 3 months.
Will Compton surprise you. Will Compton surprise you.
Will has the work ethic like me, though.
Smart.
That's why me and Will fucks with each other.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, as far as like,
Hold on.
I didn't catch all that.
no,
What the fuck was
We out
that
here
pause?
giving each other compliments and you want to give yourself one.
Wait a minute.
but I'm saying when it comes to
I went
podcasting,
smart and you go, yeah, but
no, because similar when we first started podcast, Bryan was gone all the time. And it was my baby. It was like, no, man, we're gonna make
Movie
this thing
star.
work. Movie star, yeah.
TV
Hey,
Brother, Hangover.
Last Kingdom.
He was in the
Warrior.
Joker.
Kingdom.
He's in the
You in
Joker.
Last Kingdom?
He's in King. Like, was it
In Kingdom. The
Kingdom?
yeah.
It was
the
just called
show,
Kingdom,
TV
right?
series Kingdom. Great show.
Really?
by the way.
I gotta turn that on. That's my bad. And you know what?
his niece.
As we're dishing out compliments, you were fucking fantastic on our show.
Thank you, buddy.
The wolf at the door.
Oh, yeah?
Is what the fuck is that quote? I want to say it all the time. I said it to my
Luxury.
wife. She goes,
Luxury
"What
is the wolf at the door.
Luxury is the wolf at the
And
door."
that link too, that little story. That
good,
was
right?
nice.
The catastrophe of success.
Yeah.
Well-spoken individual,
Thank
for
you,
sure.
buddy. Been
Callen,
around, been
smart
alive
guy.
a long time.
Smart guy.
Callen surprised you.
Smart guy.
Been around for quite some time, has some stories.
Long
Yeah.
Also
tooth.
knows everybody.
Knows everyone.
Long story. Tom
Who's
Brady,
the most
call
famous
him-
person you know?
Most
the
famous.
most famous person I
I'll answer
know?
that. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Fair
enough.
What else
That's
you got?
That's
Besides Joe.
Biden.
yeah.
Which one?
I mean,
Name a billionaire.
I know a lot of people
know
before
Bezos?
they got really famous, like Bradley Cooper, guys like that, and then they get super famous and you lose touch.
They're too busy for you, Bubba.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just don't. You get older and you just don't.
Kevin Hart.
boy.
He knows Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
I know Kevin Hart. I know Kevin.
Know him well? Could you call him right now?
No.
Who could you?
I mean, I
who's the
could-
most famous
I could
person
text
besides
him.
Joe that you could call right now that's in your phone? Not gonna ask
It's
you to
not
do it.
like if I saw
Me.
Kevin, he'd be great. If I saw Kevin, but I don't. If I maybe I used to text with him a lot. But he changed his number. He's so famous. People
Yeah.
like that are like, I don't know. I wouldn't reach out.
But also he's probably like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Like, what's he need to talk to you
yeah,
for?
I mean, I've done 2 movies with him, so I spent a lot of time on set with him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably gave him a lot of ideas.
Well, he's
Johnny Legs.
Johnny Leguizamo.
We were at that movie festival.
Yep.
It took him a while to recognize you, but that's whatever.
Jamie Foxx at a party came up to me and said, he goes, you don't say hi? I've been waiting for you, the one comic in the room, and I don't get anything from you. And he's giving me and this is when I was dating my wife, and she was watching this, and he's making a fuss,
And she loves
then
black
he
guys.
starts talking to me about how he did a set in DC.
That's a tough.
That is-
That's a tough.
Well, and
you.
I'm fine with it.
But
That's
I'm
stature.
saying it gave you
It gave me
kudos.
some-
Yeah, it gave you some credit.
Did she dance with him?
Because she was like, you know
Did
that
she-
black
did she
guy?
go dance with him? Yes, she did.
She didn't.
For a
She didn't know
while.
he was Jamie Foxx. She
Hey,
goes,
what kind
you
of
know that
music was
handsome
playing
black
in the
guy.
dance?
Fall for your type.
She had braids. She
Jamie
had her
Foxx.
sneakers on, and my girl can fucking dance. And she and
Wait, your
Jamie
wife had
were,
braids and sneakers on?
Yeah, and she was we were at a Hollywood party, and she was dancing.
Oh, she
with
went
him.
there for one reason, Daddy.
She was dancing, and I was like, wow. And yeah, and she dated some professional black athletes in the past. And
So you got a hog, is what you're saying.
well, I do.
He does. Has she seen bigger? Yeah.
Listen, we don't know if that's the case. Is she?
Well, hey,
Come on, bud.
listen.
Hey, we've all been in a lot
They're
of
literally
locker
thinking
rooms.
of one person.
Yeah.
dude, I was in the locker room with this. I'll say his name. He's the captain of the Dallas Cowboys, Lawrence Vickers, one of my best friends in college.
yeah.
His dick was so big,
room
he could
got
use
dark.
it as a mic and talk into it.
God, I
And
wonder what
after
the
the
reception
games,
was
he'd be
like
like,
on that.
what do you think, Schaub? What do you think of the game?
And move it out to
I'll
the side.
talk into it.
Yeah.
So he had the ability when he was younger.
That'll change your
Oh, he
life.
still has it.
That'll change your life. I'm sure these guys that she dated had tiny dicks.
Nothing wrong with tiny piece, dude. You know what? Tiny
Fuck,
piece
how does
gives you a
Marilyn
better
Manson
personality.
do it?
What's that?
Tiny pieces give you a better personality.
Yeah, it's like fat chicks with their personalities.
Yeah.
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 Bigger girls. Well, Lizzo.
We get to hide ours though.
Lizzo.
have you heard all the stuff about her coming out?
Yeah.
She's a big
she
girl.
sucks.
Apparently, she's fat shaming her crew. I don't want to get too much into it. I
Well,
don't know
D'Elia
enough about
said it best. He goes, if somebody says you're fat, if Lizzo calls you fat, you go, oh yeah, you are too. That's the comeback.
Who's that, Dalia?
Yeah.
That's the comeback.
He's so funny. He's like, that's
Dog.
the comeback.
He is so funny. The videos of you two going back and forth.
Classic.
Fucking, I'll sit there in bed, double chinned up, fucking phone on my chest, watching that shit.
Have you guys had, because you're in Nashville still, have you guys had Theo on recently since last time?
No, Theo doesn't mess with the boys.
It's weird. He does, but he doesn't.
He does, but he doesn't.
He's out of-
Yeah,
he's
he
out
does,
of
but he
reach.
doesn't.
He's almost too big
He's
now.
in reach, but he's out of reach.
He's almost too big now.
But every time he sees us, he's like, "Hey, me and Caleb Presley from Sunday Conversations, who's if anybody has ever seen that, it's incredible."
He's brilliant.
He's like, "We're gonna come out at the same time," and that's usually where it ends with an "I love you" as he walks away. But
Hey,
You just never want to. You never feel like you're like.
He's a
we're
slippery
I don't like
Is
pushing
is there
too
more of a
much.
brilliant
Yeah,
mind?
yeah, yeah.
Is there more of a brilliant mind in this world?
Than Theo? As far as comedy
As
wise?
far as like, wit, thinking on his
Funniest
feet.
person I've ever
It's
been around.
insane,
Dog,
bro.
it is
how his brain
He's
just
an alien, bro.
operates.
We were walking up
All
on
that
him at
childhood
10
trauma.
and
Poof.
he was backing up, and we're like, "Yo, why you backing up?" He's, "Nah, the ground's moving," just like that. And he told Will, like, "You're not in football, you're in."
I was like, bro, we're in the same industry. He goes, you're in dental advertising.
He's just a
He
savage.
goes, you got your
Just saying,
he goes, you
like-
got your teeth from Taylor's knee surgery off of his kneecap. I'm like, oh
Bro,
my.
he is so.
He's so, you know what? There's nobody else like him. He's so unique.
So unique.
And I didn't realize Caleb Presley, he played quarterback in college at North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just found
He
that
played with who's the country singer? Chase Rice.
out. Oh, I love
Yeah,
Chase.
yeah, yeah.
Rice.
They were in the same. They went to high school together.
Went to high school
Damn.
together.
And
They played ball
Luke,
together.
and Luke Combs.
I was
Luke Combs, he wouldn't play in ball.
Luke Combs didn't play ball.
How tall is Luke Combs?
I'm saying same high school.
Oh, but they didn't play ball.
I saw a
no,
video
no,
of
I don't
Luke
think
Combs chugging a beer, and I'd like a stab at him. 5'9".
Who is that?
Luke Combs? Probably he's one of the biggest country
Wow.
artists in the world right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's massive.
Massive.
Combs.
You would
But
like,
he shotgunned a beer. He does it on stage all the time. He did it on Rogan, and he's quick.
but you're pretty quick. Hey, Callen, did you
I
get
can
the
move my
invite
feet.
for the beer games with these guys?
Yeah.
Mine must got lost in the mail.
That's on us. That's
I
on
don't
us.
know. I think I might have texted you.
No.
That's on us.
An invite for a
That's
beer
on us.
game thing? I
Beer
got kids.
Olympics.
I won't be
Beer
able to make
Olympics.
it.
Beer Olympics. You love it. You
They had our
should
boy.
come
yeah,
next
They
year.
had our boy Kreischer on.
Yeah.
They had Kreischer.
But I can't say to my wife, listen, take care of the kids. I got to go to the Beer Olympics.
You went to Columbia last
Sure
week.
you
Take it
can.
easy.
Why
Went to
not?
Columbia
I
last
did
week
go
to
to
play
Columbia.
grab ass.
I did, but that was a paid gig.
You guys very much. And I told you too, because when I saw that, I was like, "Fuck! I forgot the boys."
Beer Olympics. Look at that. All right.
Practice drinking beer. We thrive under
You know who that is?
Hardy, yeah.
Him
My motto for today.
or her?
That's Hardy.
Hardy and his wife,
and his
Callen.
wife. She is a fucking rock star, dude.
Let's go, baby. We're here. Feel like winners.
George Kittle, DeForest Buckner.
That's
Yeah.
Kittle. You
Just
know
get
Kittle.
absolutely throttled.
Probably the best tight end in the game, I think.
Go,
Look at you guys.
see him, pull him up. At the
I didn't even recognize you guys. There's George Kittle.
He said, "Get to the chug."
Get to the chug. I need this to be
Show him
By
my
the way-
4-second
By the way,
chug.
Kittle's a specimen.
Yeah.
brother and
And
the
he's
nicest
an
human
awesome
being of all
fucking
time.
He can block his ass off.
Block
That's why I
his
have him
ass
over
off.
Kelsey.
Yeah, dude.
'Cause he can block.
That's the-
He's a dog.
Yeah, he can do both. I mean, it
Like,
just
like
depends
Kelsey's
what
probably a
what you
better
want to-
receiving
Yeah, I mean,
tight end, probably the best
7,000
ever.
yard season.
But George
Yeah.
Kittle, dog.
We were having this conversation
He's a
yesterday.
rogue,
Who would you
Bryan.
rather have? Who would you rather have on your team?
Me
Depends on how you're trying to
personally,
build the
Yeah.
offense.
George, because he's a dog.
He's a fucking dog.
And he can catch.
and you want that
Like, he's
run
not.
game.
It's like
No.
if Kelsey's a 10, he's a 9.5.
Yeah.
But then that block, that dog in him.
Kelsey got that fucking wiggle, man.
That's what I love.
He got that wiggle that you just can't.
Oh, I root for
Can't
that dude.
teach it.
I root for that dude.
Hey, can we have some silence? Are we ready to go?
Ready to go.
Watch Taylor here.
Are you chugging Twisted Tea?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus.
Oh, what
3
that-
beers.
Bro, what
Big
that
boy.
throat
Big
do,
boy.
Daddy?
I went to prison.
These are all pro football players.
What's that?
You guys are all.
No.
You're tatted
was
up,
me,
bro. I would
Will,
never recognize you.
Those two, Corey Levin, Jordan Ruse,
How did
Kittle,
Bert do?
Buckner.
On the
He
chug?
did good in the chug. He did good
They
in the
did
chug.
solid on chug, I think like 9 seconds.
His movie premiere was like a month or two before Beer Olympics, and we were invited, which was great. But there was like a clip before
We've known
playing
Bert
all the
for a long
stuff.
time.
Yeah, we've known Bert forever. Man.
Bert's the
he's
best.
he's the best. And there was a clip of him doing flip cup, and I leaned over to Will. Like, this is game over, brother. He's not going to stand a chance.
No.
And they did decent in flip cup, but I think they
Who was Bert's partner?
Shane. And Shane can put it down.
Gillis.
Shane can chug.
He can drink.
The moment got too
yeah.
big for him when he did his chug. He ended up spilling all over himself, but
He panicked.
he can chug now. He can fucking move.
Yeah.
And he can shit talk.
Dog.
The
Shane,
whole time.
who's your guys' favorite comedian right now? Like, who's just like crushing it?
I mean, I'm his favorite, but I would say
I'm starving. You have any like healthy, like tasty snack?
you want some chocolate covered macadamia nuts,
Dude, I'm not a millionaire.
Dude, House of Macadamia works with all these farmers in South Africa,
Okay.
these rural communities, okay? And that's why they're able to get macadamia nuts at a price you can afford.
Yeah, but I don't
They're
like
the-
just regular nuts. They have, I don't know, it's covered in like raspberry, vanilla.
Sure,
chocolate.
you want white chocolate, you want regular chocolate, you
This
want
is crazy,
raspberry.
dude. You know what my
you
thing
want
is, too?
spicy? You want spicy?
Oh,
We got
what?
spicy, dude.
But what about if
Do
I like bars?
dude, I'll get you some macadamia nut bars.
The 45% macadamia nut bars?
I got.
I need a variety pack on the house, though.
I got that for you too. Now here's the thing: you like coffee?
Yeah, I'm a coffee connoisseur.
You ever have coffee with macadamia milk?
Dude, I see what you're doing right now, and I can't afford that stuff, dude. It's too expensive.
Okay.
You're saying macadamia nut milk?
I'm talking about House of Macadamia.
I'm not Jeff Bezos,
They
dude.
didn't stop just at their extra virgin macadamia nut oil. Okay, they didn't stop at their nuts and all the different kinds of macadamia nuts with all their different coatings you can get. But they said, you know what? People need macadamia nuts in their coffee.
Step their game up, dude.
Yeah, that's right. So when you do taste it, be ready to freak the flip out.
But can I get 20% off and a free pack of the macadamia snack bars?
Let me check. Hold on. Let me see. Let me text with them. Oh, they just said yes.
What do I have to do, though? Go to houseofmacadamias.com/TFAK. I get 20% off my entire order.
Yeah.
With the code TFAK. Plus, I get the variety free box of 45% macadamia snack bars.
That's right.
Insane.
Insane. I don't know.
Like right now, who's the best? I mean, it's all kind of
It's all
relative,
subjective,
but yeah,
right?
but
But, like,
I mean,
yeah,
Shane
yeah.
Gillis,
When you sit
obviously.
down and you watch and you're like, okay, this is my.
I don't watch too much because I don't want it to
Last
get in
time that
my
happened to
brain.
me,
And,
Bill Burr, when we were watching Bill Burr at the Laugh Factory a while ago,
that was 4 years ago,
loved what
Daddy.
he was doing. I even called him.
yeah,
I was
I
like,
mean,
Bill.
Bill's the
Did he answer?
goat. Bill's the goat. David Tell. But I think as far as like that young,
Dave.
like that class right there, obviously Shane Gillis is a beast. Mark Norman's a monster.
Yeah, but that's
Big J- Big J.
I don't
Orkeson.
think I like those guys. They're great, but they're too young. I mean, I think the guys that are kind of astonishing, the people that I've seen.
When's the last time you saw Shane Gillis?
It's been a while. Yeah.
Savage.
Hey,
monster.
Well, you saw his.
Go
You
see
saw it in
his
Austin,
recent
right?
set.
Well,
He's a
Rogan was
monster.
telling me
I think he's got something coming out. Dude, it's
unbelievable.
insane.
No,
I'm sure
we
he's
saw
great.
him.
No,
We
Shane's
saw
top
him
five
live.
right
I just
now.
haven't
He
seen
just-
Shane. I'm saying the last time I saw somebody and was like kind of blown away was Bill Burr. That was like
That was a
Yeah,
hot
Bill's
second
been
goal,
doing
though,
it
B.
forever, dude. Bill's like unbelievable.
Shane's like 12 years
You
in.
like to see people.
I don't even know.
cut
I have
Shane's
no
a
idea how
veteran.
far he's into it.
Shane's been doing it forever. He's great.
No, Shane's like 12 years in. Not that. Not
No, but apparently the stuff he's doing now, Rogan was telling me was
No, his
nobody wants to
his
follow.
last special was
Insane.
monster.
He's fucking insane.
You know who I love?
With the Mirage,
Yeah.
and literally Will and I, like between pauses, would just look at each other and be like, "Bro,
Hang on. We can't let Shane hear this kind of stuff.
yeah,
No, he's a
all right."
monster.
We you know.
But you know who else is
we
great?
praise him enough.
You know,
Yeah.
you know who else is a monster? You guys just had on. One of the funniest people in the world is Chris DiStefano.
Dog, he is.
Yeah, bro. His
so great.
wit was catching me off guard because I
You
wasn't
weren't ready for it, right?
I wasn't ready
Yeah,
for
we
it.
had, we had
Tidal
Segura on.
wave.
We had
Yes,
Segura
bro.
on first, and Segura is much more calm, calculated. And before we had Segura on, they're like, "Hey, he's a little hard to open up in a podcast." Blah blah blah. He was great.
Segura's
we talked about
different
Vaughn.
than DiStefano.
He's different. DiStefano came in and was just. He was.
you better
he
be
gave me
ready to
Theo
go.
Vaughn
Yeah,
vibes
yeah,
from
you
a sense
better-
of, like,
you better be ready to
wit
go.
and be able to handle himself. Like it was.
and he's
incredible.
always on.
Yeah, just
Like
full
Theo
of
might be a
energy,
little
bro.
prickly sometimes. Chris always on.
Yeah,
Monster.
and it's fun too.
He
He's
is-
just got
he's
like
awesome.
this positive energy, and it's just at 100.
He was a D3 athlete. Doesn't count where I come from, but still.
Oh,
Doesn't count where I come from.
He's only D3?
He said
D3.
D1.
Where's Mitch? Oh no,
okay.
Mitch.
What do you play?
Mitch,
Basketball?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Basketball's hard to be D1.
Just DiStefano. Yeah, white guy.
White guy.
that basketball's super.
Handsome though, DiStefano. Tough to be that handsome.
Yeah,
His
but-
body's all right. His face though, it's good.
Face is good. He wears those Dahmer glasses.
Yeah, he has
got
big
a-
hips. He has white
That
hips.
kid's got a piece on him.
You think so?
I know so.
He has white hips.
Seen
Like a lunch.
pictures.
Who's this?
DiStefano.
DiStefano.
He's got an astonishing piece.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he's got a. You better.
What's your
you
take
better
on
come
What's your
prepared.
take on Matt Rife?
I love Matt. I've known
Love
Matt
Matt.
forever.
We know him for
How
a
old
hot
is that?
second.
But I mean,
He's not old enough for you to know him forever.
Well, Matt, I've known since he was probably 18, 19.
No, older
right? He was that
16.
young.
16.
I mean, young.
He was at the Laugh Factory. No, hold on. He's
love
one of
the
the
kid.
most.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, he's one of the most selling comedians. He sold out his entire tour for 2 years. He's doing arenas.
He's always worked
He's also
hard.
he's the fastest to blow up like that in this day and age because off TikTok, off his crowd work, you would love
was
him.
on,
Great
what
kid.
was
He
the show
works
he was on
hard.
before?
He
Wild
works
and Out.
hard.
He was on Wild and
Yeah,
Out.
but he
They didn't
works-
let the white
I mean,
guy
that too.
talk, but whatever.
Yeah, he always works hard. He's always worked hard. He's always been humble. He's always been a great kid. Like for me, anyway.
I met
So
him
much older.
because we met him. You'd come around the Laugh Factory or whatever all the time, and we're in the parking lot, and Kate Beckinsale walks up. I'm like, holy shit! Like she's a unicorn, man. I'm like, who's with her? He was like 18.
Yep.
I
And
was
by
like,
the way,
good
how about this? How about this
Great
about this
Great
kid?
jawline on the kid.
I asked him about Kate Beckinsale, and this is when he said to me, and he was probably 21 or something, and I wanted to know some questions. He goes, I can't really talk about her. I got to protect her privacy. That's what this kid said at 22.
I mean, does it look like mom and son there? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But he pulled it off, dude.
Shout
out to him.
Sweetheart.
She's in Van
That's
Helsing,
game,
But he's
bro.
crushing it right now. He's doing a world tour right now.
He's
It's like
more than
sold
crushing
out.
it.
She's
Yeah.
in Van Helsing. I
He's
need you to
making-
acknowledge
He's
that.
making
Yes.
crazy money.
Yeah.
Private.
I got you, dude. I'm with you now.
Wasn't she also in Underworld?
Yeah, I don't like that movie though.
She's impossibly beautiful.
What about Fast and the Furious?
Fuck that
You
movie.
you like Fast and the Furious?
I hate that shit.
I
I,
read
don't
the
like
book.
action movies.
Whoa.
Come on, man.
Name a good
That's
action
a,
movie.
That's a blanket statement that's going to catch you in a bad
All of them.
situation.
Well, like I like old school, like Bloodsport, Rambo,
Action.
Commando.
John Wick.
Hate it.
What?
Hate it.
Me too.
This guy's on a revenge tour because they killed his dog.
Jason
Check,
Bourne?
please.
Jason Bourne?
Hate it. Hate it.
Okay, the dog that his dead wife got for him.
Don't
the
give
only
a
thing
shit.
To remember,
Not
the
buying
only,
it.
Beating a heart that still gives him hope. 'cause
Nope,
of his
not
wife.
buying it. I'm out.
Damn.
Transformers?
Fuck you.
Let's talk about.
Equalizer, like Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Suck my dick. He's 90.
Why you hate her?
13
I am legend.
seconds.
I am legend.
Yeah. Nice.
That one's pretty good.
Now we're getting into things.
You're talking.
mean,
well, hold on, Daddy.
The Dark Knight.
Hold on.
Dog.
Yes.
Those are
Great
those.
movie.
Well, hold on. Are those action?
Fuck yeah,
Yes.
No.
What do you
Stop.
clarify them as?
But they're character pieces too.
Yeah.
The
There's more.
Patriot.
I need a story. Patriot. Good
Patriot.
movie. American,
Great movie.
American.
Gladiator?
yes.
Good movie.
Of course.
But there's a story
Great
there.
movie. Not good.
Equalizer.
Movie.
There,
all
That's a great
storytelling.
movie.
but with Keanu Reeves, like in that bullshit. In the like, I don't like it. It's not for me.
That's okay, but that's a hater.
That's
You
a hater
think?
thing.
That's hater
That's a
mentality.
thing.
Give me a more recent action movie. Like for
Pull more-
instance,
pull up,
I don't like Fast and
action
Furious.
movies.
I don't like.
You didn't like the very first one?
Pull up
I like the first one.
very first
After
one.
that, you know when I checked out
top.
when they were going to
Superheroes?
space.
You know what's a fun old movie
they
that The
became the
Rock was in?
Avengers?
The Rundown. You ever see The Rundown?
Love
Is that
it.
with Knoxville?
Great movie.
Is
Love it.
Knoxville in
Yeah,
there?
Knoxville.
Hell yeah, that's a decent movie.
That's a really good movie.
Full Metal Jacket, great movie. That's
Great
The Rock
movie.
with Sean Connery. Those are all old.
The Rock and
Point
Johnny
Break.
were best
Point Break.
friends
The
in
original is the
Rundown.
greatest movie
The
of all
Iron
time.
Giant. If the Iron Giant is categorized as an action movie, then you're fucked, brother.
This has Goodfellas as an action movie, so this list is full of shit.
No, it's the top row only.
Here's what I'll get with
Troy, how about
that
Troy?
I did not like The Matrix. I thought The Matrix. I did not like The Matrix.
Bullshit. Check, please. I don't like any of that
Matrix,
stuff.
The Matrix was revolutionary, though. It was,
What's the hate with the action movies? Tombstone.
Phenomenal.
Great movie. Not an action movie. That's a
Yes,
western.
Yes, it is. It's a. But
That's
it's
a
an action-
western
there's
with
some
some
action.
action.
If somebody dies, it's action.
Crouching Tiger?
Warriors, great movie.
Warriors. Crouching Tiger, great movie. Unforgiven, one of the best of all time.
Black Hawk Down.
Hey guys, these
Great
are like the top
Black Hawk
movies of all
Down.
time.
Scarface?
Yeah, they're all good movies. These all won like a lot of awards.
Yeah, we're going.
So, well, hang on,
I'm
hang on,
talking.
hang on.
I'm talking like Fast and Furious, Transformers.
Only the ones
Not
you
my
want to hate.
movies. Not my.
the Matrix, all that
Yeah, but
bullshit.
you can see where you caught yourself in a position of saying, look at the genres of action movies.
You know
Action
what the
movies
problem
suck.
is our level of communication, because my definition of action is different than yours.
That's
you think
not my level of
Tombstone's
communication.
action.
That's you not communicating your definition of action. Well, I'm over here. You say action. What am I supposed to say? Well, I wonder what Schaub's definition of that is.
That's exactly what
I
you
think
should do.
Action, and
that's
I go,
exactly what you should do.
Here's
you know
what you're wrong.
You know what the problem
Gladiator
is?
genres,
Hey, you know what the
action,
problem is? It's not,
adventure.
you know what the problem? It's not
Inception.
with me. I know, sure. You know what the problem is? It's not with me and you. It's with Chin. Because he
Yeah,
googled
Chin, you're
action
bringing up- you're
movies,
bringing up, like,
and they
I
have
know.
Scarface.
Well,
on
hey,
it.
Terminator
Of all time. Of all
Terminator
time.
over here. He does need. I did say Google
movie.
action movies. I literally said
Bring up action
Skyfall.
movies.
All of the James
These,
Bond
I
movies.
googled right now over the top action movies. I think that's what you guys.
No, no,
need.
Hey,
Bring-
all
bring-
of the James Bond movies are good.
Mad Max is a great movie.
All of them.
Are you a Mission Impossible fan?
I am.
Check, please.
Why, dude?
No,
Fine.
it doesn't do it for
Another
me.
check.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible rips.
Obviously, he doesn't like action
Top
movies.
Gun Maverick.
Period. He doesn't.
Love
Hey,
that
Predator?
movie. I love
Great movie.
You know why I loved
Great
it?
movie.
You know why I
What'd you
loved it? Because
Top Gun Maverick. I cried in that movie 3 times.
dude, I stood up and saluted,
There
bro.
you go. I fucking
Action
you.
movie.
I needed that for us. I needed you to say that for us.
You know what? You got me.
Yeah.
That's the one you got me.
That's a
on.
good movie.
Predator.
Tom Cruise is
the
a
best.
phenomenal actor,
Oh, he's
great.
phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
dude.
He's phenomenal. Get a reading with him.
Hey, Jurassic
Anyway,
Park.
doesn't matter. 60
I don't like
people in
the new
room.
ones.
I
New
spent
ones
some
are
time with
tough,
him.
but I love the nostalgia.
But you guys have kids. Have you seen the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No.
Not yet, bro.
Might be better than Spider-Verse.
Better than the original
it's-
Mutant Ninja Turtles that we grew up on.
I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking well done.
You either
and it's
neither
for
one of you have
parents.
kids?
What's that?
You don't have kids, neither one?
Yeah,
we have
wow.
I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
How old?
6 and 3.
You started young.
Hell
Look
yeah,
at
brother.
you, dude.
The first one, big time accident. Now a blessing. Now a blessing, brother. I'll do,
you have 2
I legit,
girls,
my
right?
wife-
Yeah.
Yeah, 2
Big
girls.
time
I'm going
accident.
for that boy though. I'm going.
See, I'm going for the girl. The girl comes in December. But I have
tell
2
you-
boys now. Girl comes December.
Hell yeah, that 3-piece, dude.
Can't wait.
Congratulations.
That's
bro.
Can't
nice.
wait.
Congrats
And
on
you
that.
you want more?
Yes.
You have to. You don't.
How many do you
Only
want?
kids suck.
Can't
dude.
give it just one.
I've been dropping Seaman Team 6 in recently. We'll see what happens.
But have you checked it out though? Because all the football, your testosterone, the swimmers might all be. You might not have a full squad. There's what I'm saying.
I've been working with somebody.
Yeah, you have to.
There you go.
Have
Look
to.
at him.
Somebody called
Kidding me? You
Clomid.
tell me that's natural?
Yeah.
Look at Will Compton, dude.
Will finds his way through. He's not built like a classic linebacker. Ray Lewis would shove him around the locker room, but let me tell you, he was a professional and an active professional linebacker in the NFL. Going on how many years now?
Going on 10.2 right
Hard
now.
to count.
That's actually an insane.
count.
You
Lost
got
count at
hold on.
this point.
It's actually an insane. That's an insane achievement.
Look at that.
To be as he's not. He's
Go ahead.
He's a
Very
when you look
unassuming.
at him, he's very unassuming, and to be that good for that long is a big fucking.
See that body
a
right
solid
there?
photo.
That's a
It's a
fucking
nice-
solid.
Now
pick.
you're talking about
That's a solid
you're talking
linebacker.
Look at
about
the
a
neck on
stud.
him on that
You're
photo.
talking about
I would sign
a
him up.
stud. But he's competing against genetic freaks, and he's a very athletic guy.
Will off the
Game where
ball
white-
is a
white
phenomenal
guys don't
linebacker.
belong.
You put him on the line.
But he's smart. He's smart.
Remember that practice?
But wait, what is it about? How
It was
are you,
it was a jog through. And you went to fucking block me to the
got knocked
sideline
down?
and be a fucking bitch.
now Taylor?
I'm
You
the
had,
bitch.
you had some good genetics, Taylor. You got
that?
you
He's a
got
freak.
that good.
Oh, yeah, freaky
genetics.
Freak,
Freak.
super freak.
Speed, size. Will's working with like his brain.
Yeah.
Good
no,
body,
yeah.
but I mean,
thank you. Yeah.
You're
Look
not
at this
Ray
thick
Lewis.
boy.
Now, is the plan to go
Didn't have to
to?
say that part.
What did you
That's
run?
my
at
pride and joy
40?
right
What did you
there.
run a 40 in?
4.5. 4.5
That's
6.
fast though. That's fast. You got speed.
Yeah, it was-
No, he's a freak, man. You can't. Yeah,
No, he's a guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you play in
both
the NFL
fucking
for 10
freaks.
years, that's so crazy to me.
Hey,
It's kind of crazy.
4.5 6.
okay.
Hey, what's going on?
He's not buying it.
No, that's my.
You're
fucking
doing
boy,
what
dude.
Schaub
That's my
does to
boy.
me.
I'm not gonna do. Yeah, you're right.
Don't do that.
gonna do that.
Don't do that.
It's my homie.
You can question it. We
I
can
don't
call
want to.
we can call Dobson and put him on speakerphone.
The,
One-
the,
one-
the-
147
the thing I'm
10-yard
alluding
dash.
to right now is he did that at a pro day. And a pro day, I've heard numbers can get a little different. I didn't run at a pro day, so I don't know.
What'd you run in? Such a dick. What'd you run in?
I ran a 4.85.
4.85.
Yeah,
At the combine.
At his size, the combine's
310.
When you go to the combine, you look down at the pro day.
because the pro day you have all the scouts there, and a lot of them do it by hand.
You know what? I'll be first to admit my ego's gotten in the way in this conversation already. I digress. I can totally see.
Laser.
What
You know the
But-
damage.
but the
It's like
Nebraska
wasting a whole
laser,
village and
4,
going,
5, 6.
maybe I shouldn't have.
was your
dropped the
vertical? You had a
32.
saucy. Yeah, that's a saucy vertical.
32.
Yeah.
That's very respectful.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Beat
Nice.
my numbers. I was a 4.6 guy.
But I'll tell you this on the vertical. My vertical is never 32. It's like when they measure you, you're like,
You gotta
pull the
cheat.
scat back.
You gotta
Yeah,
cheat.
pull the
your
scat back.
shoulder down.
You gotta cheat.
Yeah.
Now, are you boys planning with the football season coming up? Are you guys planning to? Because you were going to. Are you going to do like live shows at the games? Are you going to do some of that? Like, weren't you going to camps? Like some of the training
Our
camps?
college tailgate tour.
Yes.
We'll
Yeah, we
go
do.
on weekends to college tailgate tours, and anybody who wants our services on the NFL level will usually have to wait till December or January.
That makes sense. You boys are packed.
Playoffs.
Now, are we planning to go
Super
to?
Bowls.
We plan to go to University of Colorado. See, he's popping.
I want to go week 2, Nebraska.
We're gonna beat the piss out of those
Dog,
boys.
you guys are not going.
Don't.
You know what my problem is with CU is the expectations. Like all my boys still there, right?
Yeah.
We won one game last year. And the stuff out, they're like, dude, we're going championship. I'm like, hey, bitch, if we just win 5, I'll be stoked.
The over-under is 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 for you guys.
I'll bet on that all day.
I think I will.
Their first 5 games are tough.
Under,
dude.
right?
Because
No,
I think
I'm going over.
I'm going
I think
over.
Deion's going to brainwash. I think those motherfuckers are
Their
like,
talent level's here.
Say it again. Say that. Say that. What you were going to say again?
What?
Brainwash.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do in college.
I think Deion can inspire and influence any group he's around,
it's Deion Sanders.
especially the kids, bro.
But look at the talent they have.
There was a video that came out of dudes fighting fighting on the field, and he's like, I saw 2 of y'all walking away while somebody was fighting. One fight, we all fight.
Dog.
Telling his team, a lot of coaches bring it up, hey, we're fighting, we're running.
Damn.
See, again, I think they're going to be good, but the expectation's bolder. I'm going to take some heat for this, but they're like, we're top 5. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, temper expectations.
We won one game. But the problem is the fan base is expecting like this insane season. Their first 5 games are tough. If they win 2, they're going to be, as soon as they lose a game,
Nebraska
people are
win
going to be, that's not happening. As soon as they lose a game, people are going to be furious.
Who's the head coach in Nebraska now?
Coach Rule.
Coach Rule. Yeah, I really like Coach Rule. If you look at Coach Rule's track record,
Yeah.
where he was at.
Where'd he come from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina was his
Panthers
last job. NFL. But before that, he was at
Baylor, Temple.
Temple. That's what I was thinking of. Temple. And you look at his track record, it's like it takes like 2 or 3 years, and then they end up getting close to that double digits, if not double digit wins.
Yeah.
So
they just need the
Nebraska's a
talent.
couple years away, but they're in good hands.
Yeah.
They just don't have
hands.
the
Just need the
recruits.
cats.
They don't-
Was
they don't
there
have
was
the
there ever a
recruits.
player that you guys dreaded being opposite? So was there a running back or
All of
somebody?
them.
Really? Just a nightmare.
Just any running back, anytime I'm in coverage on a running back out of the backfield,
sucks.
and a running back motions out to empty, and for whatever reason we want to stay in man coverage, and I need to run out there.
Tough game.
every time.
Why is that? Just because it's just gonna
Not my game. I want to
Right.
be in the box.
right?
Let me see the field a little bit.
Right.
Let me anticipate.
I don't
and play.
understand what
Yeah,
you mean.
man
I'm
coverage
gonna-
against fucking like Melvin Gordon or some shit.
Because the speed, you got to cover him. He's going out for a pass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because he's in charge of because when the run back comes out
Yeah.
and they're in man coverage, that's his guy.
You got to follow. Once you get outside the box and you're covering, you feel a lot more.
He's out of his
reliable.
comfort zone.
You're more
Yeah,
vulnerable.
you're out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You have to play a lot more. You have to be fluid with your hips and everything else. Not
Right.
saying my hips weren't ever fluid, but they
Yeah.
are tighter compared to the
A
Ray
guy like
Lewises
that.
of the world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And yes.
The Fred Warners who are out there.
Yes.
Oof. That can do it all.
Do it all.
It's not necessarily
So
always
the
like that. for
pressure's
your
on
boy.
you now. You could just like, oh,
Yeah.
geez.
When you know you're in a trips far gun situation and the quarterback looks at the running back and they get an option route,
You're a liability.
And you
Yeah.
know the ball's probably going to him, especially if he's open.
yes, that's why you tap your D end on the ass. Hey, Butch,
Hit him before.
hit him out of the
Give me a
backfield.
little
Don't worry
bump.
about your sack.
Yeah.
Hit this motherfucker to help me out a little.
And as an offensive lineman, you hear Butch, you're like, thank God.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have to block this guy like that.
yeah.
Because he now has to chip the running back to help Will out, so he's not going after the quarterback, which helps me out.
Oh, did you fellas see
And you, who did you hate being opposite?
My first couple of years, who's the DN for the Raiders? Terrell Suggs.
Oh my
Terrell
God.
Suggs.
Oh, he's
for-
a problem.
My rookie year, he fucking that dude had an ass you could put a fucking.
Well, another
Have
guy.
you ever seen him?
Another guy with a I know about
He
him.
looks
because
like a velociraptor.
I'm going to tell you a story about him.
A
Somebody was-
massive
But
velociraptor.
with big arms.
So I'm
Massive,
doing a
bro.
movie. This is such a weird story. I'm doing a fucking.
You know
movie.
him? I'm gonna freak out. You say
Listen,
you
I'm
know
doing a
him.
movie.
Well, I'm
And
gonna
the
bookmark
guy,
this.
we
in my
had
head.
a photographer who was taking pictures. We were in Baltimore, and it was called "I Do and I Don't," and we had this photo shoot. And we were with women and Jane Lynch people, and the photographer, in front of all of us, he goes, "I'm just traumatized," and I said, "What?" He goes, "You know who Terrell Suggs is?" And I did. I don't know a lot of football players, and he goes, and he said it. And he goes, he changed in front of me.
saw his wiener?
And he goes, his dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, he goes, I didn't know him. He goes, he's like, it's so traumatically large that I just have to tell somebody about it. And I go, what's that? He goes, you know the spray paint cans, but the long ones? That's what his dick
Yeah.
was like. And every time I think about him, I think about that.
Yeah.
That must have been,
Yeah.
so anyway,
He put that dick on me a couple of times my rookie year.
it's a weird story.
I enjoyed it.
It's a long
It
story.
always gets back to the dick.
Dog,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Back
It
to
always.
the dick. But that was the
He
Mike
was such
Terrell
a
story.
freak.
Yeah, we played them my rookie year at Baltimore, and they were announcing the defense, and they said Terrell Suggs. The place went crazy, and he was wearing a gladiator mask.
Oh no.
I go, oh fuck. That's
Why,
him?
why was that? Just because he was so much to handle?
He's a Hall of Famer. He's so fucking
Explosive.
good.
In the
Powerful.
Ravens,
Yeah.
then their defenses with
Dog.
Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed,
Yes,
and
sir.
they just had the purple, the black, their whole
They
stadium
used to beat
behind it.
people up, man.
God.
Like
Yeah,
they do
he
their
was insane.
individual.
You're in a fight every play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And but like he was at that point where he was starting to get older, where he would take plays off. Like he would go slower in plays, and you could tell he wasn't really interested. But like you get in a 3rd and 8 situation or more, it's like holy fuck,
He turns
hold
it on
for dear life.
Yeah.
because he wants those sacks. And then there was Elvis Doomerville.
Oh,
the other side, who was
Louisville
small.
kid.
Yes.
Louisville.
He was smaller, but
You
on the
a
other
left
side,
tackle or
left tackle.
Oh, so that's
Absolutely.
That's a big.
That's the most important. That's
Yeah.
why you got paid the big bucks.
You're,
Yeah.
you're protecting the
Blind
It was
side.
a nice little
Wow.
deal. Yeah, I took a lot of pride in
Okay.
that.
Like the real blind side, not
Yeah.
this fake thing. that
Yeah,
got
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Well, that's tough too to hear about. Michael Orr was on my team my rookie year.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he was.
Did he talk about it back then?
He talked about it a little bit. Like we had a
How they took
rookie with
advantage
us.
of
We had a
him?
rookie with us named Gabe Eichert. He was an undrafted guy from Oklahoma. He was All-American too. I can't believe he was undrafted. But he came up. His girlfriend, now wife, her favorite movie is The Blind Side. So first day we're there,
Interesting.
he walks up, and takes a photo like this without asking him.
What's your favorite movie? Blindside.
Yeah,
I'd say get out.
it's your favorite movie. He takes a photo, a selfie with Orr without asking him at all. That next day, the head strength coach Watterson is like, I heard there's rookies trying to take photos with vets, and he just made us run.
Damn.
He just made us run the whole time, and we ran for like 15, 20 minutes. But he was saying like he hated the movie because they make him look like an idiot. He's like, I knew how to
I
play football
know.
before.
Well, it
I
sounds
knew
like he's
all
also a
this shit.
snitch, though, a little bit, right?
What? How's he a snitch?
Because he went and told the strength coach that guy took my picture.
The guy took his what?
Took his picture.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't put that fucking all
Damn.
together. That's that football.
that
guy.
bums me
handling it
out.
on your own.
That bums me out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, don't.
Hey, don't
You
do
like to think that maybe somebody else saw it. And
Yeah, I was
recorded
gonna
it.
say,
I'd hope that.
Yeah, I don't think that happened, but yeah.
Because Mike
You're not
was
being
a
very
keep to himself type of guy.
No.
Yeah.
Keep to himself cat.
Did you hear Dave Portnoy had the family on?
Dude, that
Somebody was.
And when you listen to
Boy was
the
talking
family
about
talk,
JP.
I was like, oh, I'm with them on this. Because the dad was like, we love him, but we shouldn't do this. He actually texted like the family group chat and was like, hey, if you don't pay me this amount of money, I'm going to go public. And the dad was like, public with what? We've done nothing to you. Go ahead, bud. Like, we've done nothing to you. And then the dad was like, hey, honestly, like this whole money thing, he goes, I'm not even trying to flex, but I sold my company for $300 million a few years ago. Like, we don't need money from this guy. It's nothing. That's not what's going on here. He's like, it's not a
I'll
money
have to
thing.
take a nice little
yeah.
dive on that.
Yeah, it's a good
yeah, it's
interview.
hard to say anything about it right now because I don't know.
You know, I don't know either. It's like he said, she said.
I've been around that SJ kid though a couple times. Wild boy. Like he was like the little boy in the
Did that,
movie.
didn't.
He's
Oh,
a little boy in the
yeah.
movie.
He went to
He's, like,
college
around
in
my
Baltimore.
age. He was in Buckhead.
Wild boy.
A wild boy.
Oh, is he
A
wild?
wild boy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but he like, I mean, it might have been Michael's money if that's what he's saying, but like he had it. He was like in his young, early 20s, had a watch like the one you're wearing. Like, they had it.
The dad said they like each family member, including Michael Orr, got like 15 or 16,000 each. It's like, well, why did the little kid get it? Why did the little white boy get it?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. He did nothing.
He had nothing at all.
Based on the movie, he was a liability in that car accident.
Correct.
Like he hurt my horse.
Yeah.
He hurt his arm, dude.
Blindside, good action movie, man.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Good
action there.
callback.
Would you like that movie or
That's
no?
called a callback.
I didn't. I thought the movie was trash.
I wonder. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm back on that because I do think there's some. Oh, we didn't talk about the James Bond movies.
I don't like him. He's too small. I'm not buying it.
What do you mean?
He's
bro?
too small.
James
Come
Bond?
on.
Yeah, he's too small.
Daniel Craig?
It's a small guy.
He's fantastic in all those.
Craig's
movies.
It's like Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. Too small.
No, Tom Cruise is outstanding.
Hey.
You're a critic on movies.
Yeah.
When you're doing
What's
special
your favorite
forces
movie?
work, you can't
what's,
be too
what's
big.
your?
Shawshank Redemption.
Very
Say
bad
something.
movie.
It's a good movie.
Fucking
Nope,
very
I can't
bad
say nothing
movie.
about that. But I feel like that was low hanging fruit that you had in the back pocket.
No, that's my favorite
Give me-
movie.
give me five. Give me
Once,
five that movie
Once
that you
Upon a
like.
Time in Hollywood.
Phenomenal movie.
Great movie.
That's actually number one for me.
Okay. What else?
See, I like all that slower stuff, man. I'm getting older, Daddy.
You're a big Quentin Tarantino guy.
Huge.
Love him.
Inglourious Bastards.
Fantastic.
Pulp Fiction.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yep. Pulp Fiction.
Django.
Oh man.
Great movies.
I couldn't get on board with Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Wow.
Much. I might be too young for it, but it was.
Oh, man,
It was
it's
one of
good.
those movies for me where I was like, I wanted to like it so much because everybody. You see
Do you remember the
Banksies
Chris
and all
Walken
that.
scene?
Huh?
Remember the
We
Chris
hit the
Walken-
watch in his ass.
Is that the one with the gag ball?
No, you got it.
It's
I almost want to just pause.
Bruce
and
Willis
watch
has
that.
no. We can't because I fuck up the show. But bottom line is, Christopher Walken hid the watch in his ass and gave it to Bruce Willis as a young kid.
You
And
gotta
that's
watch
why
that
Bruce went back to get his watch when his wife, forgot the watch.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
That's it.
What about
True Romance? He wrote True Romance. He didn't direct it, but he
What
wrote
about Machete?
Machete is for what it is. Machete is you have to give it its due, but I'm not going to put it in my top
top five.
picks.
No, you
in
don't put it in the
cinema.
top. I have
Cinema.
a soft spot for those gorier, over the top movies. Like I'm
You
a
do.
big.
You like horror stuff?
Love horror stuff.
Me too. True
I love
crime?
it.
Big Spooktober
It
fans.
depends on. I don't want to just say yes to that because I'm not like I don't go watch like the shows and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I'm my black belt. in
Law and Order and all
serial
that.
killers. No, not Law and Order. That's for cucks.
But serial killers, I do have a weird thing about like if they're you play the game with people like if you could have lunch with one person, who would it be? Jeffrey Dahmer does go through my head.
Me too.
And,
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson. 'Cause
Richard
he's just-
Ramirez would be fun.
The YouTube videos
Zero
of him
interest.
when they ask, "Who are you?" Have you seen that video? It's
yeah.
like 45. He's like, "Nothing. I'm nobody. I'm
Yeah.
a boxcar, a blind,
Brilliant
and all
guy.
this shit."
Yeah, I'm in.
You're like kind of like, yo, that's fucking.
I
that
can
goes
see
hard.
how I would join the family if it's back in the
Yeah.
70s. Yeah, I get it.
But I do like. I fell in love with like the old like slasher movies, like Friday the 13th.
I love all that
Halloween,
stuff.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy
I
Krueger.
love that shit.
Me too.
You
bro.
weren't a big Halloween fan at
No,
first.
I liked Halloween a lot, but I was more on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And throughout the last couple of years, I become
Did
more
you
of a
fellas
Michael Myers
watch, to switch gears, did you watch the Johnny Manziel doc on
Yeah.
Netflix?
haven't seen it. I've only seen the
It'll
clips.
frustrate you.
Yeah.
The way they took advantage of him, it'll frustrate you a
But
little bit.
he
I
was
think
the way
it
they
was
took
all
advantage
stuff.
of him.
He was
They
so
could have made that a
self-destructive.
series because they kind of jumped from he won the Heisman, money, and I was like,
agree.
come on, dude, like
50 minutes of this guy's life, body
yeah.
of work.
You could have made that a
think
3-episode deal.
Yeah, but
Agree.
I think that Johnny Manziel was probably a guy who had struggles majorly with substance abuse, but was also an insanely talented football player.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sounded like he would play football so he could celebrate afterwards, but he was living for the celebration.
Yeah.
And then you will, when you're an addict to that dimension, you will orchestrate your life any way you can. You will self-destruct in any way you can so that you have an excuse to just go fucking crazy. You know
He's
that-
self-sabotaged a little bit. And then he got the NFL and he's like, oh, I can't get away with this.
Right.
No.
But it's too late.
You're Baker Mayfield. Get out of here. You know?
Is there anybody who could be that you could never be a quarterback without studying film and being hyper
Not at that level.
hyper
Not that
crazy
level.
about your
Kyle Murray doesn't study film. Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray plays the game though. You got the reaction time. The Call of Duty.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He is a freak.
He's a
athlete.
freak athlete.
Freakazoid.
And his little
He's a
feet are like
first
little
overall pick
pistons,
in
dude. It's
baseball, too.
crazy.
He has one season left to pull it off, then
Hey,
he'll get rid of him.
But to go back to the Johnny Manziel thing, what a wild time that was. Because that was the same time as Manti Te'o and the whole girlfriend thing.
That untold story was incredible.
I haven't seen that yet.
Me and Manti
Oh,
Te'o
yeah,
became
yeah.
friends after that because I was sticking up for him on here, and then me and him started DM.
Who?
Good guy. Manti Te'o. Oh, Jack talked Thai. Jack talked Thai very well.
Frustrates me.
What'd you call him? That's when you're boys with him. Like
He knew
that.
me for 5 years. My wife at the time. He's like, and I was like, he goes, and this is my wife, and I was like, you don't know my wife's name, and he goes, I'm busy, bro.
Oh no!
5 years at a house party. It's tough, man.
Can you be a little bit more?
You can only keep so many up here.
I'm pretty bad with names, but not
Man.
that bad. Not that bad.
You do struggle with the names.
Oh.
Certain names, yeah. It
I'm
is
not
what
good
it
with
is.
names.
And don't
either.
go to him if you're having a down day. If you're having a down day,
I'm not the
whatever
guy.
you do, don't go.
Don't bring your
man."
sorrow here.
He'll go like this. He'll go, I get it, man. Snap out of it though. Tomorrow will be better. I'm like, all right, buddy. Thanks a lot. You'd be
But-
a great therapist.
But remember, you're hitting me up during a critical time in my life too. So he's hit me up for like, hey,
I'm
and I was
never,
like,
and I'm
"What?"
never like that. I'm just saying, I'm also kind of dead behind the eyes, but I was all bunched up, and I was like,
Send me this long text.
Well, we
like, "Oh,
started talking, and I
gay.
started
It's a lot
doing
to
this.
read.
And
I was like,
you
this
were
is
like,
gay.
I started laughing so hard. I was
Sorry
like,
you're going through that or whatever.
But that's how guys are. I was like, what am I doing? And then but that helped me.
I responded back,
Ironically,
"Way to go, pal."
Ironically, that helped me. I was like, yeah, I'm being a bitch, and then it just made me laugh.
Because there's nothing you can do. You realize there's nothing anybody can
Yeah, but
do. Like, you
sometimes
just
you
got to
need to be
work.
held,
You gotta
bro.
get
No
to
one's
work.
coming to save you.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
gotta fucking
Get to
figure
work,
yourself
bud.
out.
Nobody's coming to save you.
That's a Will
Nobody's coming
Compton
to save
original.
you.
And you got
I know
out
I
of
can
it.
call you guys.
It's Will Compton.
Will, it's
It is.
Brian. Will, it's Brian Callen. I know I'm a lot older, but
Yeah, he'll
Now
text
what-
you and Will
I'll
just
be there.
say
You can text me.
thanks, buddy.
Will does do a great
He
job.
might be
breaking
good at
all
it.
down.
He might be better.
Will's got many gifts.
But there's that there's that Johnny Manziel doc, and then they just dropped. I watched this morning. I've been up since 4. That the Balco documentary. Same, the Untold doc. Same thing. Johnny Manziel.
Who is it?
They did the Jake Paul. Balco.
Is that the dog that saved
No,
the
no.
kids?
Nope, wouldn't watch
that's
that.
Balto.
I wouldn't watch that.
Steroid-
That's a good action movie.
It's the
No,
steroid lab that was supplying Barry Bonds, everybody else with.
it was the guy who was behind like Marion Jones,
got
the
you.
Montgomery
What's his name?
sprinter,
He's got an Italian name.
something with V. Victor Conte.
Yeah, Victor Conte.
Vic Conte.
Yeah, he had this whole
Had a Hitler mustache.
he had this whole amazing.
That thing's just out forever, right? You can't have. Well, that's not
that's
quite
tough.
Hitler.
It's more,
That's Charlie Chaplin.
No, Chaplin had the Hitler. His is more like Waluigi.
Yeah.
He had a lab where
Yeah.
people were, all these famous athletes were getting their stuff from.
But also baseball, we should probably bring him back, right?
Yes.
What a
so
more
exciting.
exhilarating time in life.
So exciting.
They looked great.
They look
jacked out of their
fantastic. The
fucking
forearms
mind.
on those guys.
But you know what's interesting, and I actually DM'd him. You know who was the guy behind all of it that bringing this down is Jeff Nowitzki, who's the head of USADA for the UFC.
The Golden Snitch.
I gave him the name Golden Snitch
Yeah.
for that reason.
Yeah.
He'll find you.
Yeah, he'll find you.
find
bro.
you.
That's how they refer to him now, for real. Like he gave him on Rogan, he called him the Golden Snitch, and that is, if you look him up,
Golden
look
Snitch
up,
is
look up.
I made T-shirts called Golden
Now
Snitch.
Chin's having a problem because he can't spell that name, and I don't get.
I got it perfect.
Look at that.
Jeff Nowitzki.
Dude, the way you pronounce some words, we just kind of got past T-shirts a second ago.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. He's got a menacing look. It's gotta be tough when it's the first thing that pops up on you is that look.
But that's him, right? Yeah. Like that's what God gave you. So just own it.
Look at him. He looks like the villain in every
Golden
James
Snitch.
Bond movie.
Golden Snitch, right there.
But he went on Rogan. He acknowledged it. He's like, Schaub gave me that nickname. Like I do what I do, man. I do what I do, baby. But he's a scary dude because he got into that. You know, because they carry guns. He's like the IRS, but the branch that if you see something, look into it. And he just decided to start looking into Barry Bonds and Marion Jones stuff.
Lance Armstrong, right?
No,
Villain
Lance
in
not
Captain
part of that.
America.
No.
That's what he looks like. Red Skull? Yeah, there you go. Red Skull. Red
Oh,
Skull.
I was like, well, that's tough for a Marvel
Rape
movie.
Skull's tough,
I thought they
man.
called him Rape Skull.
I like Golden Snitch, bro.
Red Skull.
Oh, he does a little bit.
Man. Yeah, that's tough, dude. I just
USADA
Imagine-
catches nobody these days.
Well,
People probably aren't cheating. Right? Are people just not cheating now?
They're always cheating.
Well,
they're just smarter.
When John Jones talking about how they picked up on pulses on
Well-
tiny details.
Well, they caught the power slap guys. Why are you testing them? I want my power slap guys on meth, coke,
Everything.
and steroids.
All of it.
It's like baseball. Let them go.
yeah.
They're in rash guards.
I will go back to that, and I will say you should see it live. It's a wild thing.
why
to
haven't
see.
you seen a
And I
lot?
see what you guys are doing here, and I like it.
It's dude.
No, I would go. I'm not going to get the invite.
It's
I'm not allowed in the building.
Sport on TikTok.
You and Dana are you guys?
We're fine. I
Doesn't
give him more
sound-
compliments than anything. I promise we're fine. He might have an issue.
I feel like with Dana, it's you're fine or you're great or you're not.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I have no issues with him whatsoever. If he called me and was like, "Hey, can you cover this?" Whatever he wants. I'm
If you actually
down.
cover power slap, would you?
Yeah, I have no issue with it.
And you would go and you'd
Got him.
feel that. He bet, yo, this shit is kind of.
Yeah, maybe.
Entertaining.
Like, I quit knocking when it first came out. Like me and the boys, the group chat was lit.
Well, yeah, you see that with a lot of UFC fighters. Like the guys were around a little bit. They're like, power slap. What the fuck is this?
But everyone I know who I respect is like, in person, it's pretty dope, man. And like legit fighters, like I'm telling you, man, I saw him train. It's kind of, I don't say train, but they said when we saw him like slap each other
Slap
around.
Slap in the back.
Yeah. They're like, it's kind of dope. And I was like, all right, I would entertain it.
Seeing it live is a very unique thing.
Would you ever do it?
No, I've been KO'd with a helmet on, bro. Like imagine with nothing. I got this glass jaw. I'm fucking done.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah. But you see it live and it's fast paced. Like pull a guy off the mat, next person up. They have their entrance music. They come in. These guys are. The cool thing about it is it's starting to get to a point where like more people are finding interest in it, and there's like bigger, stronger guys coming in, and it's like there's some fucking loud hits.
You got cats out there. You're going for $10,000. Like one dude was like, "I'm trying to buy my wife a pair of tits." Wolverine, I think that.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what
Oh,
his
I
name
remember
is.
him, yeah.
Yeah, red beard.
He said if he wins,
guys
he's
will
gonna
do
take
it. I mean, you
$10,000
get
and buy his
10
wife
grand.
tits.
God bless
We were
him.
talking about it when we was doing Fight Companion with Rampage.
What were we talking
Rampage is like back then when you were not like making a lot of money. Like, would you go slap or be slapped for
Oh, yeah. I said no. Yeah.
thousands of dollars? But Rampage was like, I mean, if this is before all the fighting, like the little money I think he was making overseas at the time.
For sure. Yeah, I get it. Like when it first came out, I was like, God, I think because Dana was behind it. And I think the reason why he got so much hate on it, just from the outside looking in, is because they used the UFC platform to push
Right.
it. And people are like,
That's what
bro, we're
everybody
here for the
seems to
UFC,
say.
not for the slap fight. And he kept pushing it. So that turned people off. I think if he would have just promoted on his own and not the UFC, it would have gone over much better.
But you
It's
know,
like
as a
the Reebok
business
deal.
guy, I
Yeah,
mean, you're
he's
trying
playing,
to.
he's playing the game.
I completely
in the
get it.
game.
Yeah.
No, I have no issues
But
with
correct
it.
me if I'm wrong. UFC was getting horrible reviews when it first started.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about
People are like-
1993?
I'm saying like
No,
people
it
are like,
went
this
through.
shit's
It went through this.
barbaric,
It
it's
had
this,
this
that,
for a while. And
It is-
Then it, now
Yeah.
it just keeps
No,
going.
sure. Yeah, people took like, Dick Cheney and stuff said it's cockfighting, but that it's,
that was,
it's still
John McCain.
Yeah, that's right. It's still real fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like slap fighting. tough stuff.
I understand the difference.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here.
It is when you see it on a screen. It is absolutely insane. You're like, yo, this is.
I knew they were onto something because my wife, I turn on, I'm like, look at this bullshit, expecting to make fun of it, and then we're both like staring at it, and she's laughing. She's like, I can't get enough of this. Look at these
crazy.
idiots.
Well, it's like it's so
how we all consume stuff.
Yeah,
now.
it's so barbaric.
Yeah, I don't like
that.
they
It
get
low key
knocked
brings
out.
it out of you too when you're watching. Like, I'll stand in there, slap the fuck out of him.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't like
wild.
seeing them get knocked out like that because it's just like somebody's getting knocked out, and so that looks more like spectacle, not sport, right? So it's like, oof, that guy has to do that.
I love that TBS was
but also Brian, no, like.
Yeah.
Think about the times when you're young and you're really drunk and you got that one white friend that's like, hey, somebody slap me.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, let's fucking watch
It's always
this.
the white
Yes.
friend.
Yeah, it's always the white friend.
It's always
that's
the
ready to get
weird
slapped.
white guys who
Yeah.
wants to
Yeah.
get slapped.
And
And then you kind of like circle
My neck
around. You're
is
like, hey,
too
can
long,
I slap you?
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever do slap fighting in high school?
A couple
Where you'd be
times.
like boxing, but you just like slap each
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
I had to
That
do
was
a
always
fucking commercial where this girl kept slapping me, and it was, and I would try to time it and just go with it and stuff. But after a while,
Remember when you slapped me when we were doing that bit out here?
Yep.
For that commercial? That fucking hurt.
Yeah, I know it does.
That
It's like,
fucking
Yeah,
hurt.
that shit is
Because you can
insane.
really wind up, man. Those boys are going for it.
yeah, I just kind of caught you, but I'm a martial artist.
True.
How much do you train?
What?
Who trains more now?
When don't I
martial
train?
arts?
When don't I train?
Yeah, do you keep your.
I looked at him one
Just
time.
around on the mat?
He was
Just jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I don't. I'll do some
you
across
still
the
keep
street.
up?
There's a boxing gym. I'll go there maybe twice a week.
Yeah, but he doesn't spar or anything. Like
Never.
that. You don't even roll.
I'll roll. I'll still roll from time to time. Yeah. Yeah.
What does roll mean?
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh, just roll around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still on the
He's
mat, roll
very
around?
very good at jiu-jitsu.
Do you
Are you
think
black belt?
do you think Will would have a shot with you?
No.
No, bro.
Who?
I believe in
I
you.
know you hype me up, and I do appreciate it. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
But
Are you
fucking
training?
Schaub-
Are you
Did
training?
No.
Oh yeah.
He's from Montana, Missouri.
We just
bro. They
wrestled a
just-
few times, and he's just like, oh,
you-
Will
you
can
have to
fucking.
Will body bag me.
He's like, oh, Will can fucking
I'm so
wrestle.
used to being so big, I just put my body on people and they end up getting tired.
never wrestled yet.
Will like hip toss me a
Yeah.
couple
Well,
times, and I'm
I
like,
wrestled growing up, and I'm
Yeah,
saying,
it's
like,
different.
shit would piss me off.
we all know how different the level is.
With a guy who's that athletic who also wrestled, he's not hearing a peep out of you, but not with that. He's a gorilla.
It's just a different language, though. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah.
did. Like, we'd have NFL
was his job.
guys come in all the
It was his
time.
job. Yeah, yeah.
and get-
I always tell.
Well, hey, we're on the same page.
I always tell a
It's
story.
like, I will.
I always tell a story of a black belt. There was a black belt. I watched
I had a
Brendan
fight over here my life
yeah.
with this fucking microphone.
But take it
My
easy.
nuts just keep going inside me during this.
Take it
What's
easy.
he doing? Is it dropping?
It's not a competition, bro. You
I
got
fucked
this.
around too much with it. This is my war. You guys keep talking.
This is my
But
boy.
I watched Schaub take real famous, professional fighters and do some crazy shit to them, right? Quickly. So I remember watching that, and he was bigger, so I went, okay. But it was the first time I saw like his skill set because he wasn't using strength, he was using skill. But then I knew who his teachers were, and I knew how he came up. He really learned from the ground,
The best
up.
of the best,
like
yeah.
the best of the best, and worked on base. Like it's very different, and it was his job. So you're talking about a guy who was training all the
but
time.
remember when in San Francisco and that
Wait, I
very
got it,
famous
I got
guy
it.
hurt
This-
you?
Yeah, there was
And
a
I
guy.
went, oh, really?
I got fucking steamrolled by a famous dude, but he
Famous
didn't know,
black belt,
he
like
didn't
high
know.
level.
Yeah,
You guys would know who
high
he is.
level.
We'll tell you off air.
High level, great guy, I love him.
we
But
just
he
cut it?
he didn't know who I was, and he didn't want me to get position on him and talk about it on a podcast. So he goes, "Oh, you want to roll with us? Like you want to roll with a pro? Watch this." And he just like, I mean, for real, like I'd never
He fucked Callen up.
I'd
And
never
I was
been fucked
watching,
up
I'm
like
like,
that.
what the fuck?
And he
Like,
was
tried
like,
making a point out of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
in front of all the students, I was like,
and he goes, and he was like, "Oh, I don't like that because Brian's old, and Brian's also not a pro
Feeble.
fighter,
Yeah.
and Brian's just a high school wrestler, and a
He's also my
jiu-jitsu
boy,
guy,
and it's fucking- it was embarrassing.
Brian shock you with his athleticism. He's 56, he can climb a rope. It doesn't matter. That's not
Climb a
even the
rope.
point. You know what I mean? He's got crazy endurance. He keeps going, and he'll keep coming back. And he's a great mimic. But
Point
he's
is,
not
this
a
guy
pro
really
athlete.
fucked
The
him
point
up in front of
the
everybody.
point
So
is,
what'd you do?
Brendan goes
Yeah,
like
so-
this.
yeah, yeah.
Brendan goes, "You want?" He goes, "You want to roll?"
right after I go, hey, over here.
And I watched,
And I looked at Brian, I winked at him.
but I watched Brendan do to him what he did to me.
Way worse.
And I went, oh my God. Like, but I mean, like that. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. So I saw him turn it up. And then the best was after he had done all, but then he started rolling real nice with everybody, He's just rolling, let you get position. He's going to let you do stuff. You're like, and all that. And then this professional fighter.
Hold on, we were done.
Done.
We were walking off the mats like, hey, you guys
This
want to
was
go
the
eat?
best. This was the best. Professional fighter, Samoan, 300 pounds. And when you think about a Samoan who
Dense.
trains, who's a black
Look like Moana,
who's a
yeah.
black belt,
Yeah.
who's a black belt and a pro fighter.
Demigod.
And still fighting, by the way, still fighting. Okay. So he goes, Schaub. And I was like, oh no. I know that guy's, guy's pro.
Yeah,
that
He
guy's-
waited till I was
He's in a
tired.
different league, but I went,
Oh no.
and I went and I go, dude, that's a giant Samoan and he's a black belt. And Schaub goes, and it doesn't matter.
Oh shit.
And I go, what? And then I watched the Anaconda with them long Bam Bam arms just get in there with him and fucking torture that guy. Torture that black belt Samoan of 300 pounds. And I went, I got it. Okay. That's what happens. Yeah.
What's up, Daddy?
It's a different level, brother. But if you want to do it, grab them.
Well, that leads us to, you see Bradley Martin, Mighty Mouse.
Yeah,
They're
what's
talking.
what's going on?
My
with
boy
all
Bradley
that?
Martin. He's like 260 pounds. Like,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
bodied up.
Yeah,
Boy's
yoked
jacked.
up.
Own zoo culture. Great dude.
Stud.
Yeah, stud.
Stud.
Great guy. Athletic. Jumps through the roof. But I was on his pod and he was saying he could beat up any like 135 or under in the world. I was like, oh no, Bubba. Have you ever seen DJ? Like
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse.
that's kind of his thing, though, right? I haven't never really seen his show, but that's kind of his thing.
started
He'd be
off him trolling, like he
hey,
even
if
did
we're in a
with Nate
street fight,
Diaz, yeah.
it's a bit.
Yeah.
But then it
essentially,
got
right?
real with Mighty Mouse. He's like, nah, kill him. I'm like, no, dude. So I hit up Mighty Mouse, like, yo, this dude, he's like, I saw it. I'm down. So in
Oh.
September, they're coming here to grapple.
Here?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be awesome.
We'll roll out the mats.
That'll be awesome.
You're gonna roll some mats in the office?
Yeah, we have mats in the office. Yeah.
You guys got to roll around a little bit, dude. Just to get it for the vlog. Just
Yeah,
content.
yeah, just
Come on,
get
man.
Plug it
fucking
up.
tapped out for the vlog.
Let him get underhooks on.
Can I ask you a question?
8 inches.
All right.
It's not true.
When you sat there, well, I believe you were there too with Rogan, and Rogan gave you that essentially best friend talk in front of so many people.
As
about
I
the
sat there
UFC.
like this.
Dog. Like what?
Remember how I
How
had
did
his
you-
back in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
And he goes radio silent when I get shit
He
on.
goes,
it had
he
to
goes
be
like this
tough.
after it. He goes, what, are you Switzerland?
Yeah.
Are you Switzerland? You just Mr. Neutral? I
Was
like,
it because the way, I mean, he speaks so well and he did it in a very respectful
'cause
way,
he
the way he
loves
said it to you,
Brendan. He
because he
loves
loves you. How did you, on the receiving end in the beginning, how did you
Mad.
handle that?
Mad.
I can only
You can
imagine.
watch it on the Bussin episode.
I was super
Oh,
mad.
really?
Yeah, when he came on. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we talked about it? Yeah, I
was
was,
just
I-
you two?
Yeah,
This is when I was in
you were
camp.
yeah, I was super mad. I was really upset.
Yeah.
And then as time
'Cause was
went
it one of
by,
those
I was
things
like,
where
yeah, he's right.
Because you're like sitting there probably like boiling, but
I was,
knowing
cry- I
like
was crying and I wanted
Yeah.
to fight.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
to
I wanna
his
fight
credit,
Bryan and him.
To his credit, because Joe said, do
We
you
got
not,
done.
Do you not want to? We don't have to run it. We don't have to run this.
I know that's
And
such a
Schaub-
weird spot.
Like,
when
bro,
you-
Joe
you're-
gave
you're
us an
low-key
out.
like, no, I don't
Yeah.
fucking. But
But Joe gave us an out. Joe goes, if you don't want to run it, we don't have to run it. And Schaub went, fuck it. It's the truth. Run it. It's what happened.
That
It's
had
my
to,
life.
that, I mean, that's
that
a massive.
was the biggest thing he made.
When you said that, I legit got goosebumps because it is.
That was the biggest decision he made. I remember when he said that. He goes, nah, man. This is the truth. This is my life. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what it's like to be a fighter. Run it. That decision might have been the biggest decision we made.
Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
made.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Because we were like, why
Gotta
hide
take the
anything
power
as a
back.
why hide anything as a podcaster? Why hide anything? When people come up to me after all these years, they go, I feel like I know you. I go, well, you kind of do know me.
yeah.
I don't know if I have that many secrets, bro. It is who I am.
But also
So
that
much easier to
episode,
live your life that way too.
Is.
that episode was supposed to be Fire and the Kid, right? So we were driving to our studio and Brian called and he goes, dude, Rogan wants to do it with us. And I was like, what? And I was like, no, we're doing Fire and Kid. He's like, no, we'll do Fire and Kid, but we're just going to use Rogan's studio. So that episode's not a JRE episode. That was actually a Fire and the Kid.
right.
But we just did it from Rogan's
That's right.
studio.
That's right.
I remember we were driving home. I called Brian, I'm like, hey, man, make sure this isn't like an intervention type of
said
thing.
that.
And Brian's like, I would never. See you there.
No,
you know?
you said to me in person. You go. You said to me in person. You go. Just.
I didn't want to talk about the fight.
Don't let him. Don't let him like tell me not to fight anymore and stuff. I don't want to get into that.
Because I already knew. But
I didn't know what he
in
was doing.
hindsight, like before I even walked out to that fight against Travis Brown, I looked at my corner and I went, last one, boys.
oh,
Breathe
no
it in.
way.
Last one. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sick of this shit. Last
Well,
one.
Rogan said to me as he walked after you got beat by Travis Brown, as Joe walked out of the ring, after he
From
stopped,
interviewing Travis.
he walked by me.
I was like stumbling
He
out.
literally walked by me and he goes like this. He goes, he needs to retire. Like he's gonna get hurt. And that's what he said. And he goes, the good news is he didn't get hurt, but he needs rest. Because he could see that Brennan had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't do that in the octagon.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can't do that in any professional sport.
No,
You gotta
not
be-
at that level either.
You can't do that in anything.
The dogs
You
I
wanna
was
be good.
fighting too, Will can. He's that talented.
But I'm saying I do
many
think
times.
the separation octagon.
The dogs I was
important.
fighting too, like the level I was at, like I'm not getting newcomers. Like they were throwing me some dogs, man. I was making money
But
doing
you're
this.
saying on the way over there, you're like, I don't want him to tell
No,
me.
I was like, hey, I don't want to do this.
And
like
they went straight there. And you're
off the
thinking,
bat,
brother,
and that's why I started crying. Like I was so mad, dude.
fuck, I bet.
How long after did you go from like being angry to almost having peace with all of it?
What's today?
Oh,
I'm
really?
still upset. yeah.
Are you really still upset
No,
about
I'm
it?
not. No, I'm just kidding. Not upset. Me and Rogan have talked about it. No, I think it's good you have friends like that. But then also, Rogan was also the guy who, like, even before I thought about retirement, I was like, you need to do stand up, man. You're fucking funny. I'm telling you, just jump in there, get an act. You can do this.
Podcast.
And so when somebody believes in you like that, I was like, well, fuck, that dude's been doing stand up for 30 years. And Callen's like, dude, do stand up, get a stand up. And I was like, you think my dumbass? Like, yeah, dude, we've seen you tell stories. Get into it. So pushing me that way. So they've helped with all that tremendously.
Seems like you and Will have similar stories in the sense of like you're both doing something at the highest level and then finding something else and made an easy pivot, like a seamless transition from one thing
I
to
guess
the
it
next.
seems seamless. It's been work, man.
Yeah, it absolutely
Man,
is.
it's been a
But
beast.
to have the level of success you did from UFC to getting in this situation, being
Super blessed.
help with Joe, doing the fighter and the kid, running this studio.
Yeah, I think it's
you watch from
timing.
the outside, it's like it's admirable.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother.
I actually,
Thank you.
but I also think it's
It's
interesting,
timing.
too, 'cause
I
there are a
think
lot of
luck,
guys that do
timing.
that. Well, I always say too, though, that the kind of person that you are, like when you're a certain kind of person, and you come to the table as your complete self with all your stuff, which is what he'll do, and, you know, people recognize it, and people like you. And when people like you, you get opportunities, or they bring you into their world, and there's an intimate look, and all of a sudden you go, maybe I can do this too. So I always wonder about that. I always wonder if success, like guys like you, for example, like you were going to be successful at anything you did, whether it was football or anything. I feel like you were going to correct everybody in this room. Like for me, you know, like anything I was going to do, I couldn't stand not finding I wanted to be the one. I wanted to be with the cool kids. I wanted to be good at it. I just couldn't bear to be sitting on the bench in life.
You know what I didn't realize though? Because in sports, I didn't have this. Like in the UFC, I didn't have this because it's pretty black and white. But in stand up, I didn't realize the hate I'd get. Does that make sense? From the opportunities. Like to me, it's like when people hated on CM Punk, I was like, you wouldn't do it? Like you wouldn't jump to the front of the queue if they're offering you $2 million to fight in the UFC? Like everyone would hate on CM Punk. And I was like, oh, who gives a fuck? Like they're giving the opportunity. You wouldn't do it. So for me, I didn't realize the hate I'd get from other comics because of some of the
Look at
opportunities that I
Jake Paul.
got.
He gets a lot of hate now. Not
Sure,
as much. Yeah.
different, but it was just, I didn't expect that. Because in sports, like we support each other. Like fuck yeah. Like when I knew Will had an athletic background, he did too. I'm like, those are my guys. Like when any fighter gets in a podcast, I'm like, what can I do? How can I help you? Comedy's a little different. It's a little different because it's like a crab mentality a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I didn't expect that because I'm and also like when the pandemic hit and you know some of our buddies got cancer, stuff like that. I'm like, rally the troops, boys. Let's rally up. Let's
Right.
fight against them. Where's everybody? The fuck are we doing? Where's the boys at? Like, no, that's how we work.
You can see one time.
That's how we operate.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
tough
when
too.
Ro-
It's
when
such a-
Rogan and
that
I
was
were
such a
doing-
unique world that was kind of like taking everything by storm.
When Rogan and I were doing, when we first
The
did
canceling
Meat
thing.
Eater, Joe Rogan's.
What'd you say?
Joe Rogan's a friend of mine. When we were doing Meat Eater, the first episode we ever did, you can see it on camera. My good friend Joe Rogan had a lot of meals together. We get there and Rogan on camera goes, "We're about to go hunting. It's our first time." And Rogan says to me, he goes, "Dude, pressure's on us." I go, "Why?" He goes, "We're representing comics. We're representing our community." And I go, "Oh yeah, you know that unified bunch." And he just burst out laughing because it's not a
weird group. And coming from sports,
It's not a community.
Like
I
you
think
could call me and be
that's
like,
the
"Hey, bro,
difference.
guest canceled. I need you to fly here on Tuesday." I'm like, "All right, say less, dog. I'm there." It's just not that way in comedy.
It's
It
not
breaks
that-
my
it's not
heart,
that
but
way in
now I
Hollywood.
know.
It's not that way.
And
in
it's not
Hollywood.
necessarily. It's not like sports is king. Although I do think sports is king.
Sports is king.
But yeah,
Life
you don't
lessons.
come up from a background of sport or like a discipline, even like, fighting, MMA, jiu-jitsu, all that kind of stuff.
Tight-knit.
Yeah, like coming
Tight-knit.
through some shit, having to embrace the suck with people.
Adversity,
like it's very much more of an individualized industry.
Stand up, you're up there alone.
And a lot of comics, it's like they have their backgrounds that allow them to be as funny as they are, right? So
For sure.
they're like dealing with all this different shit and baggage that it's not like they were ever in, I guess like the sport world to where you're like embracing like any type of locker room mentality.
I think for sure football is the ultimate team sport. So you guys learn how to give and take.
I think football's the best, bro.
Social intelligence is huge in the football community. Every time I meet a football player, I'm just amazed at their social intelligence, their ability to be self-defacing and also be super funny. That comes from locker room, years in the locker room. If you're not able to take a ribbing and give it out, you're probably going to fucking somehow.
You'll be trying to write stuff like the Northwestern kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many unique personalities in a locker room. Because you have those dudes that are just overly talented and won't be able to have that.
Yeah.
But then you have this like specific position groups. For me, offensive line, like those dudes, all day, every day, just hang out. It's
best.
It's the best.
And it's also like the different backgrounds. Like my boys in college, like Lawrence Vickers was from the 5th Ward in Houston, like hood, gangster. So his family would come. So it's like dealing with that energy. Then you have this kid over here from Wyoming. And if, and you're all friends, you all have one common goal. Like it didn't matter your background, black, white, Asian. We don't give a flying fuck. Can you ball, man?
Yeah.
That's
not a
all
lot of
that
Asians
matters.
get
And the times where there was,
I've never met an Asian in football, but I was trying to be.
There's a kicker. But
I was trying to like.
Yeah, but I'm with you on that. Yeah.
but it's almost like, and even when those moments arise,
Transgender,
they're
whatever.
handled,
Yeah.
whether
Those
by
are
a
some
head
tough
coach
bitches.
addressing it, you have to get over it.
You got to get over it.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
So we were
Yeah, it
talking,
doesn't matter.
So
Yeah.
we were talking to this Delta guy who's just been out for a year, and he said
you
something
love
really
this
well.
Delta guy.
Well, they're the elite of the elite.
hold on.
We
Anyone?
actually both ended up loving him.
Yeah, he's my boy. Yeah, but
Every time you say Delta, I think about me trying to shit.
Yeah, Brian gets
yeah,
rock
yeah.
hard. Yeah, Brian gets rock hard. Anyone's like, in special force, Brian's like, go on, tell me
Yeah,
stories.
I'm a gay man, but if it's elite, like Delta, like an assaulter.
He was cool.
And but he was talking about how when the reason they stay so elite is because when they go on mission and they come back, they sit around a room, and they basically they're super honest with each other. Like they're like, you fucked up on that. You fucked up on that. And they'll be
Accountability.
like, what can we do that's different? How can we try other shit? And they're always innovating with different like stuff. I don't know how that has anything to do with what we were talking about.
I don't know. You were just
That's
trying to
fucking cool, though.
fit in
that?
Delta.
The comedy, dude, but going back to the comedy, how everyone just kind of dispersed and stuff like that, it's weird being on the outside and being able to be around comics like y'all, comics like Kreischer and Segura and DeStefano and these guys, because it seems like it doesn't seem that way. Like everyone's out for themselves.
No, those guys are great.
I shouldn't say
Stefano's great.
Yeah, I
No,
don't. I don't want that to come off
Schultz
like.
is great. They're all great.
There are boys like Kreischer, brother from
great.
a very thick
I love
alcoholic mother.
Bert.
Like I love Bert.
I love him.
Schulte, those are my guys. It's more the LA thing. I was just surprised. It's all good.
It's a dog eat dog. It's a dog.
It's
eat
Hollywood.
dog world.
Hollywood.
And everyone's gonna be
tends-
fine.
With
Everyone's
Hollywood,
gonna sell tickets
it's
and
an
make money,
individual
but
thing. First of all,
it has to be more than
you're
that.
traveling a lot, and there's sometimes the window to what you can get. So it just is what it is. It's an individual practice. Stand up favors sometimes people that are a lot of times rather individualistic. Maybe that's a better way of it.
It's gotta
Although
be so hard
actors
not to bite
acting the
people's
same
shit
thing
too.
What's that?
It's got to be so hard not to steal people's shit.
That's going back to you.
No,
I have to watch because low key I don't want it to like infiltrate
Correct.
my mind.
Yeah.
on it.
Especially the
I
same
don't know how you don't
premises. I'm like,
fucking do it.
I'm out.
It's like you want to see
one.
and be like, man, this is
you're
good.
doing a little stand up, right?
It's for you.
People just tell you that when you come to town.
Oh, okay.
Josh Wolf had me do anytime he goes, he has like basically a rookie. He takes like a virgin out there and they have to do 5 minutes. And they bring you
Anytime
back.
you want.
They help you punch up and then you got to go out and do it again. But one time Josh Wolf came to town, he wanted me to do stand up.
At
So I
Zany's?
went out there and did stand up for 5, lasted like 10 minutes. And
That's rare.
Crushed. I thought it was funny.
that's where that comes from. And Steve Byrne, he loved it. He's like, man, all this different
Isn't
stuff.
Steve Byrne the greatest guy?
Dude,
in the
he
world?
is the nicest guy.
Big friend of Vince
And
Vaughn
he'll-
also, by the way.
Yes.
That's how I know.
Legit
Vince.
friends.
And that's how you should have led.
Yeah, dog, but it was like.
I know.
I
I
can
wasn't
see it.
there.
I
I
went
wasn't
and watched
there.
the film.
Right.
I watched the
You're
film. I
right.
took the coaching. I'm going to be better for that, but it also
Yeah.
took away from the Johnny Knoxville.
But Steve is such an incredible human being. It's like-
Back to that story, the only person I've ever been in the same room with, I'm like, I got to get a pic. I have to. And I was like, how am I going to do it? And then he came up to me and was like, man, you think this guy really has a chance? I was like, holy shit, it was Drake.
Oh,
I was
no
I was
shit.
working for Showtime for the Floyd Connor fight, and I was like the MMA expert for Connor. So I'm in a suit and tie, getting ready to go on stage, and I was like, "Oh fuck, we're in Toronto doing the press conference, and it's wild. It was the first day, wild, sold out arena." And I'm like, "Man, this is crazy." I see Drake. I'm like, "Holy fuck, that's Drizzy Drake running through the 6." And I was like, I got to get a picture. I have to. It's fucking, he's my favorite. And I was all nervous. And then I hear out of the corner of my ear, "Man, you think Connor really has a chance, man? I heard you talking all that bullshit." And I was like, "Yeah, actually, holy shit, what up, dog? I need a picture." He's like, "Yeah, no doubt." I was like, "Oh, fuck." Only time I've ever done.
But you were also there where Will Smith and Robert Downey Jr. came running up.
I didn't ask them for a picture.
Yeah,
though.
but they were like, "Oh, it's the hybrid," and they wanted to talk to you.
And Robert Downey was like throwing front kicks at me. I'm like, "Very cool, man." And then
That's when you need that, like a producer. You need somebody.
Yeah, but
around
hey,
to
can we
say,
get a pic?
guys,
I
let's
know.
get in and get a photo.
you know what? That party took all our phones. It was an Oscar party, and everyone's in
Ah, yeah,
tuxedos,
yeah.
so there's no cell phones.
I've been to those parties.
And Will Smith asked me to. Will Smith asked me if I did private training.
He did.
Will Smith was like, "Hey man,
You're the reason why he punched Buddy in the face.
Yo,
did a little bit of that
he
training.
slapped old boy.
Oh, I didn't train.
You're
with
the
him.
reason why Chris Rock.
No, I didn't train with him.
you
I
did
didn't
it.
train with
Right?
him.
Didn't take him up on it.
I get different vibes.
What'd you
from
say
that.
to him?
No,
Want me to hold mitts for you?
You didn't say no. To
I promise you. I was like, well, at the time as a current UFC fighter, I'm like, "Oh, I don't like hold mitts, dog. If you want to put me in fucking whatever the fucking I Am Legend 3, I'm
Yeah.
in, but I don't hold mitts, daddy."
You get there and he's got
miss Daddy.
he's got a latex mask on. You like, "Oh fuck, I didn't plan on this." You're gonna be a zombie. Can you go?
That's the vibe I got. Yeah,
Hey, back to throwing Steve Byrne flowers.
yeah, he's the man.
He's
Just an incredible human
I
being,
love
dude.
him, man. He calls me up. One of the few guys who'll be like, "Just checking up on you. I love you, buddy."
Dude,
How you doing?
he was doing a show. I was doing San Jose Improv. I don't know him that well, and after I get off stage and after like, "Hey, do you know who Steve Byrne?" I'm like, "I know who Steve is." Like, "He's here, man." Everyone's freaking out. I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like, he wants to talk to you. I'm like, "Oh fuck, I wonder what happened." And he's like, "Hey man, watch your set. Loved it. Give me some like punchlines." I was like, "Just wanted to see your set, man. Keep doing what you're doing." I'm like,
Dude, a
the
great, like,
nicest guy
hype,
ever.
like,
The
good
fucking
energy.
best.
And I'm sitting there thinking,
great.
like, Steve, you helped me put together some of these jokes, and you're just sitting here giving me all this credit.
He's great.
He's just like the nicest human being in the world.
He's a real one.
He's
He's one of the good guys.
Yes,
he's a
yeah.
great guy.
I love him. I love him.
You guys too, though.
We're all right.
Listen, buddy,
you guys fucking rip.
we do our thing. You guys rip.
Dude, you're the
No,
best.
no, legit, boys. You guys, like when Taylor was talking about when we were putting the whole idea together and everything else, I'm literally the fighter and the kid. And whenever I get home, I will fucking send you guys. We'll get in a nice little group chat. We'll call it the boys.
I
Fighter
like,
and the-
I
the kid and
like
the boys.
that. That makes me
I
feel
like
good.
that.
And you guys are written in the journal with others that inspired all of it. You're a blueprint. You're an athlete that turned into media. I've legitimately, shout out my boy Kenny Farkas, 2000, how long you guys been doing it? 2000 what?
12 years now?
2012, 2011.
2014. I think I'm right, and I'm driving back with my boy Kenny Farkas. We were on our way back from wherever, and he's like, "Do you know? Have you ever listened to Fighter and the Kid?" Because I had just started to like, bro. You ever heard of podcasts? And he's like, "Man, my favorite one's the Fighter and the Kid." And we're listening to you guys the whole way back. So the fact that we are sitting here right now is insane.
That's so awesome.
And now you guys are bigger.
and you guys are nine,
No, we are
just
not.
faint. We both faint.
900 and something episodes, right? What is it?
Oh yeah, dude.
900 something episodes.
But more than
we're
that.
way over that.
Yeah, way
because
over
that's not counting the Days in Brian's Garage, the Fox episodes.
Yeah.
We're
I mean, but the fact that
14,
like you
1500.
guys are fucking
still
man.
alive.
still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Still doing it and crushing it.
Thanks.
And when
Absolutely
you
crushing
doing
it.
all right.
and when you came through Nashville,
I'm on some hard time.
hey, no,
No, I know.
take
Keep
it
going. Keep going.
when you came through Nashville and Taylor's in training camp, and we get to I get to get you on. I remember like telling him, "Hey man, fucking Schaub's coming on."
Dude, I
And-
remember I was mad.
I know. Yeah, that's right. You weren't there.
bummed.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
just had FOMO at the ass. I was like, dude,
But literally,
that'd be-
McAfee, we're talking to McAfee, and he's like, "Look, if you're gonna do it, be consistent." Like, because we were only gonna take it until training camp and then stop it because we didn't want it to interfere.
That was always my advice.
And he's like, "Man,
Consistent.
you gotta backlog it."
It's like a job, brother. It's a job.
When we had Chandler on, and he's like, "Yeah, let's shoot a video to Schaub," and I'm kind of thinking, "Fuck, I don't want to do that." And he's like, "Hey, man," and you're like, "Champ, absolutely. I come in a next couple weeks or whatever."
Yep.
You come on, and it's just like it's insane that this is all fucking the fighter and the kid.
We love it.
The fighter and the fucking kid, and the
fucking
boys
awesome.
were sitting here.
We're able to come
and
on.
legitimately inspired by some like your guys' work.
No,
you as an athlete to media, you guys being a duo. Like when we're getting our chairs and couch set up, it's from the set of the fighter and the
You
kid.
guys have way better chairs than us.
That's awesome.
And I remember when I realized. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
knew you were
Thank you for that.
talented.
Yeah, man.
I knew you were talented, but on the companion, those aren't easy to do. and you fucking ran with that thing. With
And when
Rampage, I'm
Jelly
like,
backed out, I was a little nervous. I was like, fuck, man. Like, number one, Rampage Jackson, I'm like nervous being around him because I had his Affliction shirt when I was a young buck.
Sure.
And knew you, but I'm like, man, Jelly would have helped, like, because I know Jelly.
Jelly's the man.
And he, like, backed out on him.
How bad is Jelly crushing it, bro?
Dude, he's murdering it.
Arenas,
Murdering
daddy.
it.
I mean, we were talking about, like, Steve Byrne.
Rockstar.
Like, he's another good guy, man.
When Jelly first, we met Jelly the day you came on with Theo.
I brought Jelly
you
there.
brought Jelly.
Jelly
first
wasn't
started the show.
big, and Jelly goes, man, I love Bussin' with the Bros. And Jelly's been my boy way before he blew up. And I go, come with me. He goes, no, you think they'll have me on? I'm like, at least come, meet them, and then after that, get their number.
Yes.
He's like, you think they'll have me on? I'm like, yeah, dude, I know, they're my guys. I forced Jelly to come with me and pushed him on you guys.
He's such a
Yeah,
good
man.
Dude, when we
Such a
first
good-
started, I was literally like getting like some tires put on my truck at this place. And this dude's like, hey, you should get this white rapper on named Jelly Roll. And I thought, I don't really listen to rap like that.
Especially white.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, yo, I didn't really
It's
think
a
much of
hard
it.
sell.
It was a pass, and I was like, it was like passing by, and I was like, I don't know, man. And we were like not really doing anything. We were low-key looking for guests. But I was like, I don't know about that, blah, 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 if it fits. Because you just don't know what to expect. Dude's got
I would
tattoos all over his
pass on
face.
it.
You have no fucking
Yeah.
idea. And then when he came with y'all, he left a lasting impression that like just literally elevator pitch of being like, hey, like you guys, blah,
He's
blah, blah.
electric.
Said all this stuff. He's a Titans fan. I was like, this dude's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
And literally when that Hulu documentary came out about his, people need to go see it, dude. It's fucking unbelievable. I sat there in my room by myself and watched it. In the first 15 minutes, I was in tears.
Yep.
Because there is not a better feeling than becoming friends with somebody, watching them chase a dream, and then succeeding that dream and being as big or
small
small a
part.
part of
Yeah,
it.
agreed.
Just being like, I'm here to support you.
Yeah,
agreed.
I'm literally in tears just watching this man do his thing.
and
Like,
know what he's
holy
came
fuck.
from
And-
with all the stories.
Oh,
he
and
tells.
Jelly's salt of the earth, not to flex like Brian's done on the pod, but Jelly texted me yesterday. He was like, love you, brother. Out of nowhere.
Dog,
I would
he's the
never
fucking
text anybody
best.
that. He texted me out of nowhere. Love you, brother. Thinking of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, aren't you fucking like selling out Staples or some shit?
Yeah.
Dude,
Like he's massive, man.
And you're right. You're right. And I'll jump on board. I'll name drop with Jelly Roll too. I texted him the other day, asked for tickets to his St. Louis show just for my friends. I was like, hey, you can tell me to fuck up, blah, blah. He's like, dude, list for life. You have whatever you want.
That's
So I was
right.
thinking like, man,
I literally texted him yesterday, said the same thing for people in Arizona. And I literally texted the person back. I was like, Jelly, as phenomenal as he is, he's gotten worse at texting back.
Yeah.
You see his phone, it's like 1,500 text
Well, he
messages
wakes up
like-
at 3 p.m.
I'm actually
But
having
he hit
lunch
me-
with him in
dude,
3 minutes.
He
so I
hit me
gotta-
back in 3 minutes.
I think he's FaceTiming me right
He
now.
texted me back in 3 minutes. And he's like, anything you need, same thing. Tickets for life, brother.
Well, it's good to know that because my brother needs tickets when he's in Denver.
That's it.
I'm not going to shoot
But
him.
everybody
We're gonna
loves
milk
him.
that cow, boys. I said
Yeah.
we become friends with him. Let's fucking go.
Through the whole podcast, and he talks about all that stuff. He's like, I'd much rather do this shit than all the corporate stuff. But all the fans that you have back home, everywhere else, everybody's like, man, I've started listening to Jelly since he's been on this. Like,
Yeah, man.
And he just builds it.
When
through
he
the
was on
fucking
American
trenches,
Idol, I'm
bro.
a huge American Idol fan, right? When he was on there, I'm like, this dude made it, dude. Holy fuck. That's when I was
Bro.
like, holy shit, he's mainstream.
We did like a charity softball event, and it was right after he did Rogan. And I was like, how was it, dude? Like, what was the bump really like? He's like, dude, like, still now, it's been a week and a half, and I'm getting, the numbers are going crazy.
I can't believe you guys haven't been on Rogan yet.
It's a long play.
Hey,
You have so
know
many
what?
mutual friends.
You know what, guys?
Everything we've
Friend.
heard, it's got to like, to like.
It has to be natural.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Don't, I'll tell
zero.
you, don't
what
like
though.
have your guys pitch.
When we met him with Shane at the Mirage, there was definitely like, he walked in the room and it's Rogan, dude. Like, but you're trying to like handle it. The guy was so fucking down to earth, had a conversation, and he's exactly what you see.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he
the
was
best.
fucking
He
awesome.
picks up on bullshit. If he looks at you, he can look at you and be like, oh, that looks like a good person.
he's the best of all time at it.
If you come at
Me
him
and
with
him
as a
suck at it.
character or something, he'll go like this. Who is that guy? And he'll just literally
He'll even go get him out of here.
like a roll the way Floyd Mayweather rolls shots. He'll just be like, "What the fuck?"
We know
your guys are freaking out. I think
You're saying you guys got to get going.
This is the fucking thing.
Fellas, we fucking love
We
you.
love
could've
having
done
you.
five-
I have
hours.
energy.
fucking day long.
I have as much energy, more energy than from when we started.
Well, you know
guys
why
are
you have
awesome.
energy.
Why?
Magic mind.
That's
mind,
what it
dude.
is. It's the
We've been
magic
in
mind.
flow state
I thought it was
this whole
the twisted
fucking
tea.
time. No, dude,
well,
you guys, hey, we'll send you guys
I've never
back
had
to
it.
no guy.
I love iced tea and I like a twist to it, but I've never had it. If
Brother,
it's,
you're gonna like what you
as long as it goes well with ice.
That's me and Drake. Not a big deal.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
That needs to be the fucking
That's
the
how we're gonna
graphic
end
for
it.
this episode.
There it is.
Talking about the
I one up the audience.
It's been busting with the bros. and Drake. This has been great.
Yeah.
We love you guys,
It
man.
was literally the first time. Yeah, I know. I guess.
No, what are you gonna say
What were you
though?
gonna say?
I was gonna say the first time because I obviously follow all your guys' shit. It was like you were saying, Bussin with the bros. Will Compton, this superstar fucking linebacker. I'm thinking this dude has no fucking clue. He's just shooting from the hip. Oh, but that was it.
fuck,
That was
man.
it.
Fucking great time. I wish it could have been
Love
like
you
5
guys.
more hours.
Me
boys.
too,
This is
man.
awesome.
You boys got shit to do though.
go
You got
drink some
NFL
beer.
It's like
players.
companion. We gotta lock in. It can't be the
I
fucking
know. 'Cause
Gov.
they've hit me.
Whoever runs the socials.
Who's
Yeah.
DMing me? Is
Oh, that was
you?
probably Tom. I run it now, but
Dude,
I'll probably just reach out.
It's like
direct.
it's like a 4 days in
Yeah, yeah.
advance. It's
Yeah.
4 days in advance. I'm like, I can't fucking.
It's like,
Yeah,
man, it'd
no.
be fucking sick.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Do that.
We'll
We'll
figure
get
it
some
out.
Whistle Pig.
Yeah, the
We'll
four
get-
of
hey,
us.
we'll get loaded on teas. We'll get some Quees. We'll get going.
Shit.
All right, boys, we love you, man.
Yeah, love you
Thank you
guys.
guys.
Man.
It's fucking great.